Hello, and welcome, one and all, to Playday number 12 of Grand Slam Galaxy. The league continues to heat up hotter and hotter and hotter, more and more terrifying, and we're going to find out where exactly all these storylines begin to settle as we head into Playday number 12. As always, let's get a quick reminder of our standings. Right now, top of the league, sitting alone, is the Lot Eggs, 9-2 with a 29 run differential. Second is the Flowers, 8-3 with plus 27. Both of these teams are looking good to secure bye spots heading into the playoffs, but they'll both need to stay on top of their game. They could very easily get overtaken still by our number 3 seed right now, the Monsters. Previously standing on top of the scoreboard, right now they stand at 6-5 after kind of a rough couple of weeks, but the plus 20-30 run differential should tell you that these Monsters have a lot to play for and still have a lot of power left in them, still gunning for one of those bye slots. The middle of our pack, in 4th, 5th, and 6th place with a record of 5-6, sit the Infernos, the Wilds, and the Monarchs. All of them with negative run differentials, all of them with a little bit of danger heading through into the last 3 playdays of the season. They will all fight each other, except I believe the Infernos and the Monarchs are not going to see each other. No. The Infernos and the Monarchs will see each other in Playday number 14. It's the Infernos and the Wilds will see each other today. It's the Wilds and the Monarchs who have already had their Playday against each other, so they won't see each other, but the Infernos have to fight both of these teams, and as long as they beat one of them, the Infernos have a pretty solid chance of locking a playoff appearance. Below the Infernos, Wilds, and Monarchs, currently in our elimination slots, are the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge. In order for either of these teams to reasonably make the playoffs, they kind of need to go 3-0 through the rest of our season. However, a 2-1 record for them over the last 3 playdays could be good enough if one of the teams above them, the Infernos, the Wilds, and the Monarchs, completely collapse and go 0-3, and in their season, 5 wins and 9 losses. That could be the benchmark, but they're going to have a lot of trouble finding it. And in order to get there in first place, both these teams have some scary opponents to end out this season. Our schedule for today, we're going to start off with the Flowers in that 2nd seed versus the Monarchs in 6th. The Flowers, with a win, all but guarantee themselves a bye slot, and the Monarchs, with a win, will help push themselves further and further away from that playoff elimination spot. If the Monarchs lose, of course, that'll be the start of a possible march down to elimination in the regular season, so every game counts for them. Second up, the Ron Eggs versus the Revenge. Top of the league versus bottom of the league for right now. If the Ron Eggs win, they secure their bye slot. They will be a top 2 team ending the regular season. The Revenge, like I said before, need to win their last 3 games back to back to back, and it's against the Ron Eggs, the Monsters, and the Flowers. The not in that order is the Ron Eggs today, Flowers next? Yeah, Flowers next, and then the Monsters last. And the Revenge need to win against all of them in order to have a good shot of making a postseason appearance. Our third game of the day will be the Monsters versus the Scrambled Eggs. If the Monsters want to make it back up to a bye slot, they need to start winning out now. And the Scrambled Eggs, if they lose this game, are in very much the same boat the Revenge are in. They will be all but eliminated from the postseason. They still will have a climb back. It'll still be possible, but it will be all the more difficult. And last but not least, the Wilds versus the Infernos. Both these teams need a win. If you're the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge, you're kind of rooting for the Infernos to beat both the Wilds and the Monarchs, because that's the only situation where 2 teams will of those middle three have a chance to go 0-3. Since the Infernos are playing both the Wilds and the Monarchs, one of a couple things are going to happen. Either the Wilds and the Monarchs both beat the Infernos over the next 3 Playdays, in which case the Infernos are the only of the 3 teams that can go 0-3. If the Infernos beats the Wilds but loses to the Monarchs, or vice versa, then the only team that can go 0-3 is whoever the Infernos beats. Again, only one team possible mathematically to go 0-3. If the Infernos beat both the Wilds and the Monarchs, that gives the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge mathematically the best chance to make this postseason. Of course, that all depends on still the Monarchs losing the game against the Flowers, which, looking purely at the standings, you would bet on the Flowers, but we've seen Monarchs upsets before. So, we're going to head straight into it. Our first game of the day will be the Flowers facing off against the Monarchs at Yoshi Park, which the Monarchs chose to go through with home field advantage. Alright, let's start breaking down these two teams, as this time I'd rather take down the standings. Let's start breaking down these two teams. For the Monarchs, they haven't changed since the start of the season. They've been rocking the same roster, and it's been good enough to get them at about a 500 win percentage so far. So, theoretically, if the stats stay the same, we should see this Monarch squad in the postseason if that 500 win percentage stays true for the last 3 Playdays. The Flowers are one of the teams that are at the top of the scoreboards and have been making more adjustments. Most recently, a couple Playdays ago, was Baby Luigi coming back onto the squad and entering the roster actually in the feed, replacing Green Magic Koopa. But Baby Luigi, Red Yoshi, Baby Daisy have been surprisingly solid in that backline batter slot. As always, Daisy and Luigi have been some of the best pitching core in the league, with Luigi by himself often pitching full games. It's hard to see exactly how these Flowers roster could continue to improve, but the coach has been very gung-ho about doing that over the course of the season, while the Monarchs look to stay firm. The Flowers, by winning this, again, let's remind you the stakes, will all but lock up there by appearance, and the Monarchs need this win. They need to win over the next 3 days in order to try to secure themselves a playoff appearance. Those are the stakes heading into this. Double checking all the teams won last time. I believe that we are all good. Looks good to me, looks good to me. Let's head now into game number 1 of Playday 14. The Monarchs do have home field advantage, and we are, I think, past the streak where, like, for 3 Playdays, the home team won every single game, which was funny and mildly terrifying, but hopefully just a statistical anomaly. Of course, the one thing that the Monarchs have more trouble with, I would say, is consistent pitching defense. Peach is one of the best pitchers in the league when she comes to the mound, but she has a relatively low stamina. So if a team breaks through the Flowers on defense, they can be a lot of trouble. Blue Critter, though, looks to head that off early with a nice double play against both captain tier players of Luigi and Daisy. Though Luigi will net a good single of his own to keep this inning going and bring us to Critter. Now, if Critter can get on base here, the Flowers could rocket off to a very early lead. K-Rool on Yoshi Park is not the type of batter that you want to defend against, but Critter says, you need to worry about me first. The Monarchs outfield gets there in time, and the Flowers are shut down well to start this game. That was a close call. Critter is not the type of batter you usually want to bet against, and that was really close to escaping the infield and being a disastrous start for the Monarchs. We'll see how they go now. I mean, even if K-Rool comes up next inning and smacks a home run to start. It's only 1 run down, and Blue Critter wants to start with a home run of his own. Won't have enough velocity to escape the field this time, though. So, Narissa, who has been in that position after Blue Critter for, well, the entire season now, has had a fine debut season of her own, performing admirably on a Monarch squad. Though not a lot of luck to start off now against the Flowers. I guess I should start considering MVP nominations. Maybe? Maybe. I'm kind of tempted after the season ends to like do a full tier list of like my full thoughts on Mario Baseball CPU. Blue Critter does manage to escape all the way to second base off a fortunate boo timing. This is an excellent double for the Monarchs, but with 2 outs, the pressure's on Blue Noki of all players to try to bring that runner home. If the Monarchs can make it past them, of course, Blue Pianta and Blue Toad are excellent slap hitters. But no, Blue Noki's attempt caught quickly by Critter, and that'll be the end of their inning. That was me trying to make a Petey Piranha sound. It just sounded like a sad kid. I'm sorry, we'll move on. Well, K-Rool reminds everyone he's the best batter in the league right now. I think K-Rool has kind of earned that right, kind of earned that distinction of being the best batter in Grand Slam Galaxy. This time, though, his ball just doesn't have enough power behind it, and he is caught out by the Monarchs outfield. So that's a good job of the Monarchs for shutting down the Flowers so far. I will note, actually, I believe the last time the Flowers were on Yoshi Park was against that old upset versus the Wild. It was Playday number 8. Yeah, the Flowers haven't been back to Yoshi Park since they played against the Wilds on it, and they only scored 2 runs. Yoshi Park is supposed to be a chaotic thing, but maybe it represents some sort of defensive weakness for the Flowers. Or maybe Baby Luigi and Red Yoshi are proving that that's not the case as they quickly get solid singles. The only out so far was that star player, K-Rool. Baby Daisy starts off the daisy chain though, and, well, any snag in the infield could quickly end this inning for the Flowers. A strikeout against Baby Daisy would also not be good, but you know. Slow ball comes in, weak hit goes right to BB. Big Oil cleans up that play, and the Flowers are sent packing for the second inning as well. I am bemused by the fact that Baby Luigi had to like do a little slide into turning around when the ball got caught out, but as soon as he was thrown out at second base, he didn't need to turn. He just started heading straight to the dugout. Maybe if he had that same house hop going to the dugout as he did going to second base, he would have been got out. But regardless, Big Oil hit to right field goes just a bit too far to fall into Red Yoshi's glove. So the offense will have to start with Blue Toad. I've hyped up the Toads, but as we start heading towards the close of our second season, I'm thinking a lot about the players and how they stand right now. The Toads are very consistent slap hitters in their own rights, but they're not the best outfielders, and they don't fit into any position very cleanly. Toadette, of course, hitting right to Critter, who throws the double play to end that inning very quickly. 3 batters for the Monarchs are all that get to see the plate. That's a bad sign. If baseball is a game of odds, more batters seeing the plate, even if it still results in 0 points, is an easy measurement of a better offense. JC does hit a good ball out to right field to get a single to start off this inning, and that brings us back to Captain Daisy. First in the batting order, Oh, a big bobble from Blue Toad means that Daisy, rather than getting out, will actually get a double, and that means there's a lot of orange on second and third base for these Flowers to try to bring some runs home. Alright, Luigi, you definitely lost the title of Mr. Consistency. Excellent pitchers, Luigi, but on the batter's mound, he's had a lot of trouble in Season 2 after a great performance in Season 1. Finally, third pitch from Toadsworth. Luigi does manage to find pay dirt, sends JC home for the first run, and puts runners in the corners, and the Flowers are in a very dangerous position. The Monarchs basically need a double play, like right now, in order to clean up this inning. And to try to force it, they're bringing in star captain Peach. She's not literally starred, but she is the star player, metaphorically. For right now, though, her fastballs will start bringing these Flowers troubles. Big Oil stopped by a shell. The double play is broken up, but the runner is tagged out at first. Meanwhile, Captain Daisy comes home. So it's now a 2-0 ball game. 1 out against the Flowers, but, well, they're back to runners on the corners. They're back to K-Rool in home run position, but he's got a weak hit. Blue Critter can't quite turn the double play, though. He takes a little bit too long to bring it in, and while he does throw out K-Rool at first, Luigi touches home, and the Flowers go up 3-0. They didn't even do it the traditional way. They just did it through having excellent small ball players. Critter won't run home here to make it 4-0, but there's still runners on the corners. And Yoshi up at the plate. We've hyped up the back line for these Flowers for so long, but finally something gives. Red Yoshi hits it weak, and the inning ends for the Flowers. Them getting 3 points and a nice lead early in this ball game. Can the Monarchs push back and have their own success? Well, it would have to start with Toadsworth. Luigi on the mound here. Comfortable as he always is. I am giggling a little bit at the Flowers outscoring themselves in their last appearance in 1 inning, at least at Yoshi Park. Still though, Toadsworth hits a nice single, and if Peach can get on base, this would be a very good start to this inning for the Monarchs. She aims it beautifully. Luigi and Daisy, Baby Luigi and Baby Daisy, excuse me, in the outfield are there to clean it up, but still, run on first, run on second, Blue Critter at home plate. I mean, in theory, a big home run could tie this game, but Blue Critter isn't always the most consistent with those. No love for either of the runners on base, though, but he hits it big and deep. It's fast. I think this is caught. No, it's over the head of Baby Daisy, and just like that, Blue Critter shows up for the Monarchs when they need it and tie this game 3-3 in 1 hit. That's a beautiful shot for Blue Critter. Never mind that. There's no outs on the board yet. Okay, there's going to be... No! I was going to say that Daisy had that one cleaned up, but she bobbles it, and Narissa gets onto first off an error. Okay, the Monarchs are here to put the screws to the Flowers as Blue Shy Guy hits another good single to put a run on first, run on second. Still no outs in this inning. And once they get past Blue Noki, Blue Pianta and Blue Toad are both terrifying hitters to face in such a situation. Can Blue Noki get on base? Well, we're going to find out now. Smacks it right to Critter, and in a very similar play to last time, double play off Critter's arm throw to second. Unlike last time, though, that doesn't end the inning. Blue Shy Guy is still on first, and it's only 2 outs against the Monarchs. Good hit from BP. Out to left field. The Piranha Plant snatches it, and Shy Guy will take advantage. He's running for home. Oh my god, and off all that interference, a single from BP lets Blue Shy Guy round the bases and make it all the way home. The Monarchs stand with a 1-run lead at the still in the bottom of the third, responding to one big scoring inning with a big scoring inning of their own. Blue Toad, not to be outdone by BP, does successfully slap a single of his own. And now we enter the back section of this Monarchs lineup. Toadette to Toadsworth to Peach. Any error here is the end of the inning for the Monarchs. Toadette will hit it right to Baby Daisy, and that inning will clear. Finally, at the end of the third, the scoring explodes, and we have a 3-4 ball game. Baby Daisy up next against Peach. Of course, with the Monarchs' ace pitcher coming to the mound, offense should only get harder for the Flowers. Baby Daisy doesn't have much trouble though. She nets a single early. JC, second in the daisy chain, needs to be bailed out by a fireball, but still, that item does mean that she successfully reaches first. And now 2 runners on as the princesses of the teams face each other down. Peach versus Daisy, 2 runners on. Early kiss from Peach. But Daisy says that's the kiss of death, hitting it high, deep. 2 daisies already on the bases. Blue Noki makes it to the ball with an inch. An inch to spare. And it almost goes from a daisy home run, bringing it 2 daisies. But no. Peach's team shows up at the last possible second and stops the big swing and scoring potential. Luigi will have to be the player to bring it in. There's only 1 out now against his team, and his shot does successfully reach the outfield. Baby Daisy is actually running home, but the laser from BP at second catches her out. Hard to call that a base running error when any other second baseman would not make it in time on that throw, but Luigi says base running errors, this, that, nothing. No! His attempt at a home run does actually stay inside the park by an inch. It's good enough to at least bring 1 runner home. Who was it? Okay, thank you. JC does successfully reach home. I thought trade interference was going to lead to another home run, but it'll lead to a tie game as Critter steps up. 2 players on, another deep hit. The Monarchs outfield has to come up big one last time, and they do just that. Toadette and Blue Noki reel in Critter's hit again, and the game remains tied, heading out of the top of the 4th. What a heart-stopping fucking inning. Okay, take a breath because we're heading to the Monarchs next. Tied game, but at least they don't have to tie it anymore. Toadsworth start off with a beautiful shot out to center left field to get a single. Good hit from the old man. Now what can Toadstool do? Princess Toadstool, of course, facing down Luigi. Should be familiar with his pitches as she is with his mustache at this point, but no, she knocks it straight to first base, and Toadsworth doesn't even have time to react. Luigi doesn't even need to move. He just catches the ball and he's already standing on the base to get the out. So 2 outs now against the Monarchs. Starred hitter Blue Critter won't go for a big home run play this time. He'll settle for a slap out to center field, and that'll be a safe single. Still, you do need more than that in this day and age, so what can Narissa do to back him up? Big slider. She'll watch it go for strike number 2. Runner on, 2 outs. Narissa charges and does hit it through center field for another good single, so the inning hasn't ended yet. Luigi starting to tire early is also excellent news for the Monarchs. And Blue Shy Guy isn't able to hit it out of the infield. The inning will end there on batter number 3 in the Monarchs rotation. But a tiring Luigi is fantastic news. Question that we have to ask in response, though, is, well, how long before Peach starts to get tired on that mound? Those fastballs take a lot out of her. K-Rool hits it deep. Again, the outfield needs to come in clutch. And a moment before the trade runs them over. That has to be the best catch that we've seen against K-Rool. Toadette and Noki barely make the call, barely make the catch, and stop yet another home run hit from this Flowers offense. Incredible play from the center fielder and the right fielder yet again keep this game tied. Against most of their outfields, this easily could have been a 10-4 scoreline already, but no. That Monarchs outfield coming in clutch to keep this one competitive. Baby Luigi does hit a single. Red Yoshi will face down a love ball from Peach. Contact is good. It's straight to the pipe, but not to the plants. It's just a single as Blue Critter gains control. But Peach is not a stamina-based pitcher. She's starting to tire now, and it's only the 5th. She's taken off now. Blue Toad brought in from left field. We've seen the Monarchs work some magic with this, but the top of the 5th is not where Peach can come off the mound in order for this team's defense to keep thriving. The double play is nice. The Flowers inning is over, but easier pitches leading to just slightly better contact from players like K-Rool and Critter, when their home run hits have been caught by a matter of inches before, could start to spell a problem for these Monarchs. You think Pokemon stole Love Ball for this? I mean, Pokemon... When did the Pokemon Love Ball come out? As, you know, Big Oil hits a single, you know, big shock. Pokemon Love Ball. Love Ball, Love Ball, Love Ball. Official site. Pokemon Wiki. Blue Toad smacks it. That's another good single from the Monarchs. Leave it up to Blue Toad and... Okay, they came at... The Love Ball was originally in gold and silver, which is surprising to me. I was expecting it to be in Generation 4. Regardless, Toadette, her hit to the infield almost spells disaster and a double play, but no. The POW block guarantees it's only 1 out at second and runners on the corners. There are 2 outs now against the Monarchs, but Toadsworth could bring in BP and turn this into a lead, and he will do just that. A shot well aimed out to left field lets the Pianta comes in and gives the Monarchs a 1-run lead here in the 5th. I really was convinced the Love Ball wasn't a thing in Pokemon until like Gen 4 for some reason, but Gen 4 just invented so much that, oh well. Finally, after 2 pitching changes from the Monarchs, the Flowers face their first pitching change. Luigi is brought back to second base, and Princess Daisy is brought in to pitch for her team. Still, this is... Peach? Okay. That wasn't going out of here with the high walls and everything, but still, it's rare for Peach to hit a dinger like that. Thank God that there's a anti-baseball force field over those tunnels, otherwise that could have been an even bigger problem for the Flowers. Still, Peach bats in 1. 2 outs still, top of the batting order though for the Monarchs, and Blue Critter really wants to make this an even bigger lead for his team. Contact, this one, oh god, is this staying fair? No, this one's also foul. Alright, 2 strikes against Blue Critter, 2 outs, 1 on second, 1 on third. Flower Ball should all but guarantee the end of this inning as Blue Critter swings into it. Can the shell stop Luigi? He will hit it out of the way, but Blue Critter does get 2 runners in off of that soft fly. And the Flower Ball turns against the Flowers. Toadsworth and Toadstool successfully reach home, and they're now up to a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. This is one of the highest scoring games that we've ever seen for the Monarchs, and you gotta worry about this result for the Flowers. Still another Flower Ball. There is another shell in play, but Luigi jumps over this one, secures the out, and ends that inning for his team. Now, the Flowers are down 4, but with Blue Toad taking the mound, the 3rd string pitcher for the Monarchs, you would expect the Flowers scoring to explode at this point. They've got a lot of near misses going for home runs. Can they successfully find them now against Blue Toad? Well, JC won't. Her attempt as the first batter for this inning just goes straight to Big Oil at shortstop. That's a quick out number 1. So we're back to the top of the batting order for the Flowers now, and Captain Daisy, what can she do for her team? She can get on base. That's all that matters. That's all that she needs to do. A good single for her. Luigi going for a charge hit maybe against Blue Toad is a little bit unexpected. We usually see him go for slaps, and he will on pitch number 2. He'll slap it right to Blue Critter, who successfully turns the double play and ends the inning for the Flowers. Okay, Flowers. I talked a big game about your offense, but if you're not able to bring it against the Monarchs, that's big trouble ahead. I'm sure the scrambled eggs and the Revenge are also watching this game, biting their nails. They need the Flowers to turn down these Monarchs, otherwise their chances at escaping to the playoffs get lower and lower and lower. Well, for the Monarchs offense, Blue Shy Guy will start it with a successful single, and Blue Noki will step up to follow him. Blue Noki charging is good news. You need a little bit of extra power behind those hits, Blue Noki, and they find it. A good shot up center field will net another single, and that means that the Monarchs are in incredible position. They've got a runner on first, runner on second. Daisy is tired. Blue Pianta is bunting? Blue Pianta, you do not want to bunt here. Okay, he bunts. It will run foul though, so with 2 strikes, he should swing on the 3rd pitch. And Daisy's counting on it with a flower ball, but he whiffs! And that's a strikeout for Captain Daisy on the outside. Still though, that starred pitch uses up the last of her energy, and K-Rool is brought in from the catcher position to try to close this game. He's also not a high stamina pitcher though. His fastballs are devastating to any charge hitters, but Blue Toad finds good enough contact. Blue Toad's staying in the park, and it's only thanks to the incredibly high walls of Yoshi Park that Blue Toad doesn't hit a big 3-run homer. That one on any other park would have been out of here, but the extra train wall keeps it in and loads the bases for the Monarchs. They could have gone up 4-11 against these Flowers, but now, after shell interference breaks up the double play, they still have loaded bases and only 1 out. Toadsworth now against K-Rool. The Flowers need to get out of this inning desperately with loaded bases. 2 strikes against Toadsworth. He's not a bad one to get a weak hit off for a double play. It's kind of a pop. Luigi gets under it, but the shell almost stops him. Luigi smartly knocks it over to Yoshi for the catch. And K-Rool, just like I said, doesn't last very long. He doesn't last an inning before he's swapped out with Baby Luigi in left field. Okay. If it was the Monarchs doing that, it would be disaster. But it's the Flowers doing it. The Monarchs haven't hit that many home run attempts so far, and so far they've all been to the right. So hopefully, K-Rool taking up left field won't impact the Flowers' defense too drastically, but right now, they're in a 5-run hole, and a bobble from Toadette is exactly what they need to get this going. Extra train interference lets Lou Easy get a triple off what if should have been a ball caught by Toadette. And now the Flowers are in scoring position to start off this inning. God, there's so much to talk about, I'm not getting a chance to breathe. Critter slaps it. That'll let Luigi run home, and this turns to a 4-run deficit now. Alright. K-Rool has had lots of opportunities so far, but he has not found success. I think he's been caught out by this outfield every single home run attempt so far. Can he knock one big against Blue Toad? First pitch is a simple strike. Second pitch more on the outside. He watches it fly, doesn't like that one, but 2 strikes now against the King. Charge, slow ball down the middle is hit square. I think that's too high. That is too high. Toadette and Peach not able to snag it. K-Rool and Critter, the Lizard home run comes in, and that's 3 now in this inning for the Flowers as this gap shrinks to 2. Also, what is Peach's signature pitch called? Because it's definitely not a love ball. Sorry, I'm distracted now. Still, Baby Luigi and that strong second half of the lineup coming now for the Flowers. Baby Luigi, though, goes for a deep hit. This should be caught out. Yeah, Powwock's not going to be there nearly in time, and that's out number 1 on the inning. Okay. Oh, wow, it is called a heart ball. I can't believe I guessed that right. I might have called it the heart. Oh, I called it a love ball. It's called a heart ball. I think love ball is better, but regardless, whatever. Red Yoshi hits a good single, and Baby Daisy comes up next to face down Blue Toad. The deficit is only 2. This is very, very makeable by these Flowers. What can they do, though? Baby Daisy knocks one down center field. It will touch the ground before Toadette's able to get under it. That means we got a runner on first, runner on second to continue this daisy chain. I don't hate the bunt from JC. I don't hate it. Jerseys do have a time of slapping to the infield sometimes. The boo actually just means... Oh my god, that boo just kept the defense from touching it long enough for all the runners to safely reach bases. The bunt stayed perfectly on the line, so it didn't go foul, and just like that, the Flowers have loaded bases and only one out in this inning. Daisy knocks it right to left field. Peach does catch it, but she's caught by a fireball, which gives Red Yoshi the ability to run home. Okay. Bit of a sacrifice from Daisy. I'm sure Peach is happy to catch out her rival here, but it makes it a one-out ball game with a runner still in scoring position, but that's on second base. Blue Toad starting to get tired does mean that the Monarchs are pushing their fourth pitcher when he retires from this game. But Luigi comes in big, and a boo comes in bigger, meaning that Toadette isn't able to get the ball before Baby Daisy is able to scramble all the way home, and the Flowers have scored 5 in this inning, and rounded their batting order in order to make this a tie ball game at 9-9. Blue Toad's going to be coming off the mound for Blue Noki. Okay, Blue Toad and Toadette do have chemistry? Oh my god! No one could catch that. It's the perfect home run from Louise. So perfect that the lightest gust of wind would have turned it foul, and the Flowers have scored 8 in this inning to bring themselves up to a 3-run lead. Critter wants to make it more, but unless the banana disrupts them, no. The Toad outfield comes in to clean that one up, and they were down by 5. Now the Flowers are up by 3. Didn't that inning start with a bobble? Regardless, Blue Critter wants his team back in this game. That's a big hit. This shouldn't be too high. Yes, Baby Daisy and Red Yoshi are able to clean that one up. If he'd hit to left field, it would have been gone. K-Rule, reminder, left field means that's a big defensive weakness for the Flowers. But no, swings just a little bit too late, knocks it to right. So Narissa will be up versus Baby Luigi. Bottom of the 7th, but she hits it straight to JC for the second out of this game. Half inning? I actually don't know the baseball name for like a half inning. I'm sure there's a name for it, but it feels like the thing that's impossible to Google. Regardless, Blue Shy Guy hits a single, so it's not all outs for the Monarchs, as they are still down 3 with 3 innings left to go. If Blue Noki can get on base, they could start that comeback now. But no, Luigi catches the hit. They're sent back to the benches, and the Flowers have a 3-run lead heading into the end of this game. A lead they should only look to expand on, unless Blue Noki is able to come up big for her team. I'm not sure she's pitched so far for this team, and, well, K-Will immediately knocks it to right field. It's way too high for Toadette and Blue Toad, and the lead extends to 4 for the Flowers. Looks to me like this might just be a case of the Flowers outlasting the Monarchs. After, you know, some controversy at the start of the season with me thinking I was going to be able to extend pitcher stamina and then not being able to do it, I'm sure that the Monarchs are more than a little bit annoyed at me. Regardless, 13-9 now, as Baby Luigi steps up to the plate, and a boo guarantees that he's able to at least reach second. That would have been a single, but smart item usage turns it to a double, and the Flowers return to being in scoring position as Blue Noki is taken off the mound for Blue Shy Guy. Where was Blue Shy Guy anyway? Third base? Maybe first base. Alright, we've seen Shy Guys come in to close out pitching for teams before, but Red Yoshi's single lets Baby Luigi reach home, and the Flowers resume a 5-run lead as the scoring looks like it'll just be blown out at the end of this game, with the Monarchs not able to keep the Flowers stifled for long enough. There's still no outs on this inning, and we are at the start of the daisy chain. Baby Daisy hits one big to the outfield. Toadette will be there in time. The bomb shouldn't scare her. She's not able to throw it in time, but Red Yoshi has to touch. She's not able to throw it in quickly, but Red Yoshi was up first and had to tag back up so he doesn't get an extra base off that pop fly. JC now against Shy Guy, hits it straight up the middle, and the Flowers look like they're just going to want to run this score up. Blue Shy Guy starting tired makes any Monarchs fans a little bit scared. And Daisy keeps it going. An excellent shot out to center right field. Toadette and Blue Toad have to scramble to bring that one in. But still, Red Yoshi's able to reach home with plenty of time, and the Flowers are now up to a 6-run lead. Another pitching swap for the Monarchs brings in Toadette, and that means that now there is no outfield chemistry. There's no outfield chemistry for the Monarchs. Any home run style hit is gone. They need a weak hit, but the Flowers continue to march up the scoreline with another single from Luigi. And Luigi is all that separates this team from another Critter K. Rool appearance. He'll smack it. Big Oil cleans it up with a nice double play to get them out of that inning and stop loaded bases from being even more danger. But 3 more runs. The Flowers have scored 11 in 2 innings. They've gone from 4 to 15. And this Monarch squad needs to somehow match that pace in order to catch up. I didn't even notice when Baby Luigi was brought in. How did I? No, I did notice. I was just too focused on K. Rool being sent out to left field to mark that Baby Luigi was brought in to pitch. Still, okay. Petey Piranha will disrupt the fielding a little bit, but, well, BP knows his limits. He's not going to go for second. He's way too slow for that. Toad will come up, and, well, a shot like that would let Toad get like a triple. We'll see what he's able to do now against Baby Luigi. Catches a slider. That's a big, deep hit, but it's going to stay. I'm listening for the train. Okay, the shell and the train both made noble attempts to disrupt that play, but at the end of the day, Baby Daisy snags the ball and secures the first out of this inning. At the bottom of this inning. Toadette faces down Baby Luigi, knocks it right to Luigi. Luigi turns it to Luigi, and, well, there you go. The Flowers clean up the bottom of the 8th and now hold a 6-run lead heading into the 9th. Pending collapse, you gotta presume that this will be a valiant effort from the Monarchs, but a late game comeback from the Flowers looks all but sealed. It was a good comeback. The Monarchs were up 5 runs. Being down 5 is easily a comeback. We've seen 6-run comebacks before, but very rarely, so this is almost one of the highest scoring comebacks we've ever seen. K. Rool now facing down Toadette. Again, any home run caliber hit that's fair is out of this park, and that's out of this park. That's another 2-run home run for K. Rool as the Flowers just look to run up the scoreboard at this point in the game. So reviewing, this will definitely help the Flowers run differential, which if it comes down to it, might be the difference between them and the Ron Eggs for first in the league. It's terrifying news for the Monsters. This means that technically they will not. This will be almost impossible for them to actually reach a bye spot in the standings. Baby Luigi thinks about running for third off that hit. I do like that the boo was caught by Petey Piranha. That is cute in the pipe. Sorry, I guess I should say the Piranha plant's in the pipe. Petey Piranha will see the field soon, but not quite yet. And it's a throwing error. Blue Critter thinks he can catches out Baby Luigi at third base, but fails, meaning that single from Red Yoshi Not only is Red Yoshi allowed to tag up safely on first, where he might not have if Blue Critter had just thrown to first. That means there's no outs. That means that there's runners on the corners. That means that we're at the start of the daisy chain as the Flowers entertain an 8-run lead. An excellent shot by Baby Daisy will just bring in another run. A bomb just disrupts the defense enough to allow Red Yoshi to reach home as well, and what was a 5-run deficit is now a 10-run lead for the Flowers. The Monarchs bring in Narissa from third base. I apologize, I don't remember what I said before with someone coming in from third base, but I remember now that Narissa is the third base player. Oh, I said that Blue Shy Guy must have been brought in from third base, but oh well. Another single from JC. There's still no outs against the Flowers at the top of the ninth. This is just a warning shot to every other team in the league. Finally, a double play is turned to at least get 2 outs on the board against the Flowers. So light at the end of the tunnel, but Luigi, no, stays in the park in left field, but just gets another RBI, and the Flowers have put it up to 20 on the scoreboard. As a fun fact, the last time that we saw 20 runs on the scoreboard... Oh, no, don't do them like this. Okay. 20 will be as high as the Flowers get, as a fireball almost interferes with the last out of the inning. But the Flowers now have an 11-run lead. And it's going to be a long time. It'll be a long time before the Monarchs are able to make up 11 runs in one inning. We did see a 19-13 scoreline for the raw eggs versus the scrambled eggs in Playday 10. But in a stat which is fun to think about because it shows how much closer this league was than in Season 1, the last time a team scored at least 20 runs was Playday 1? The Monsters put up 22 runs against the Flowers, funnily enough, but no other team has scored 20 runs in a game for the last 11 Playdays. Which, considering we had multiple 30-run games back in Season 1, just makes me feel a lot better. And this is just, you know, happenstance. Sorry. Big pop fly caught out by the Flowers, as I'm obsessed with the stats. Blue Critter not able to bring in the big 3-run homer after Toadsworth and Peach are both successfully able to reach base. This is probably one of the best small ball performances that we've seen from Toadsworth and Peach so far. Still, Narissa loads the bases. Okay, I mean, it's 11 runs. The Monarchs aren't making it up, but they can at least make this game a lot more competitive. Blue Shy Guy, though, with a good single. The power block will interrupt Baby Daisy. It's loaded bases. And, well, one more run will at least mean that they didn't lose by double digits. It's 20-10 as Baby Luigi continues to tire. This has got to be the record for the highest number of pitchers that we've seen used in any Grand Slam Galaxy game. K-Will may be slow, but he's fast enough to get under that one, and his cannon of an arm means no one can even entertain running from to home. Jesus. Big Oil hits another single. The inning will continue. Loaded bases still, and another run means that the Monarchs are officially only losing by 9. They just need their entire batting roster to score in order to bring this game back. Another pitching change from the Flowers brings in Baby Daisy. She's in from center field. Not really any changes to stamina, though Blue Toad's hit just barely evades Luigi and doesn't just bring in 1 but 2 runs. So now the Monarchs are down 7. It's still a 7-run hole. It's still 20-13. But if you're a Flowers fan, you're definitely like looking at your watch like this game should be over, right? 2 outs still on the scoreboard. Toadette, you've had trouble before in the batter's box. Bring us home, buddy. Slap hit goes right to Luigi. The bobble! The bobble and the boo! BP's running home! This is a 6-run game! Okay. Incredibly funny. Incredibly funny. But as Baby Daisy lasts one at bat, Toadsworth comes up, and Toadsworth and Peach have had a very good small ball performance this game, but they just aren't good batters. We don't expect them to get on base more than they don't. Toadsworth charging early versus Baby Daisy does hit a well-aimed shot, but Red Yoshi just gets under it in time. The game ends 20-14, and it was scary. But with a team scoring 20 runs for the first time since Playday number 1, that long game between the Flowers and the Monarchs ends with a Flowers victory. Well, their run differential didn't get run up quite as high as they wanted, and MVP honors go to Louise, which, yeah, sure, I can see that. The Flowers do get what I think we can call an expected win for them. They've still been one of the scariest teams in this league. The Monarchs put up a hell of a fight, especially early, showing that if they make it to the playoffs, these Monarchs could still very easily be the end of basically any team on the standings. But the Flowers, today at least, lock it up. And I gotta, oh my god, this is the funniest thing I just realized. The last time the Flowers went to Yoshi Park, they scored 2 runs. And this time they scored 20. The Flowers went from scoring 2 runs to saying, alright, let's kick it up a full order of magnitude and score 20 runs. That's a fantastic storyline. The Flowers remain a team to beat heading into the last couple of Playdays. For the Monarchs, it was an excellent performance, and it shows to me that this is a team that can still make the playoffs. I mean, yes, they're 5-7. No matter what, the worst position that they will be in, actually basically the worst position they will be in, will be 6th at the end of today. And they still have to lose another game in order to drop into the danger zone of being in elimination territory. But it was a really, really entertaining ball game. You know what? I'm giving this the barn burner label. It was just a really, really good showing from the Monarchs. They kept it entertaining all the way through Playday, through the 7th inning, leading all the way through the 7th inning. And even though the Flowers came back and just wrecked shop throughout the last 3, the Monarchs at least kept it close. Why? Okay, how do I tell Twitch that a user is not suspicious? Stop monitoring. There we go. Incredibly funny that the Flowers head coach is marked as a suspicious user in my chat. Incredibly funny. Regardless, funnily enough, that will be the Flowers. It'll be really hard for them not to get a bye spot now. They would need to lose the next 2 games, and the Monsters need to sweep the end of the season in order to make the bye spot. So, theoretically, the Flowers should get the bye. It's not locked in, but it'll be very, very hard for the Monsters to take it away from them after that very, very good win. We'll head now to our next game in today's Playday, the Ron Eggs versus the Revenge on Bowser's Castle. We have a hell of a bro matchup. Check it out. Fire Bro in 4th slot for the batting order for the Ron Eggs. Hammer Bro in 4th slot for the Revenge. Both of them have star power heading into Bowser's Castle, which is a very hard, but not the hardest field to get home runs on. I think that we can all agree that the hardest field to get home runs on is easily Junior's Playroom, since it does not just have the extended outfield, but the high walls provided by those giant thwomp cookies. We'll see Junior's Playroom later today. Actually, it feels like forever since we've seen Junior's Playroom. When was the last time we had a Junior's Playroom day? Surely it must have been, it can't have been that long ago, can it? Oh my god. No, we haven't seen Juniors play since Playday number 7 when the Flowers Monarchs game went there. Wow, that's really funny. I'm just making sure because there is like one Playday where I didn't mark down the names. Yep. No, we haven't seen Juniors play them in 5 Playdays, which is surprising, but fair. I mean, it's a very obvious, it's a very heavily defensive stadium. And any stadium that tilts more towards either defense or offense will obviously be banned by teams that prefer the other style of play in the game. Still though, the Revenger choose Bowser's Castle for the 2nd time in a row. You know, the actual stadium that we're playing on. Versus the Ron Eggs. The Ron Eggs stand currently as the top team in the league, standing not alone anymore at 9 wins as the Flowers just climbed up to that mark. But if they win this game, they are guaranteed a top 2 spot in the league. They are guaranteed a playoff bye. The Revenge have a hellish end to their season. I've hyped up the Revenge the entire season. I've always said they are a better team than their record shows. Now they have to prove it. They stand at 3-8. They stand with 3 Playdays left. And just as a reminder, I'm going to bring up the standings again. Check this out. Their next 3 Playdays are against the Ron Eggs today, the Flowers in Playday 13 on Tuesday, and the Monsters in Playday 14 to end their season. The top 3 teams in the league. And if the Revenge wants an honest shot at making the playoffs, they need to knock off the top 3 teams back to back to back. Now, they have an advantage. For 2 of those matchups, they are the home team, including today versus the Rotten Eggs. The Rotten Eggs choosing to ban out the Disruptors as stadiums, which is where they've had their only 2 losses so far, and Yoshi Park, which is Yoshi Park. So, that gave the Revenge a chance to go to their home stadium of the Bowsers, and they chose Bowser's Castle for this matchup. It's going to be tight. The Revenge have always shined in more defensive matchups, so you gotta agree with this. And I would argue that Hammer Bro is easily the better slugger over Fire Bro. Not only that, but the Revenge have made a slight but meaningful change to their lineup, swapping it so that Green Magic Koopa, by far the more favorable batter, and John Wick and Dry Bones all precede Hammer Bro. It's subtle, but I think that is an excellent choice to have more guaranteed hits placed in front of Hammer Bro and mean that his hits will be more bigger damage. I think this is a very smart lineup change from the Revenge. I like what they're doing. We have to see if it pulls through for them. Alright. Reminder one last time of the stakes. If the Ron Eggs win this game, they will definitely be in top 2 in the league at the end of, like, flat out. It's not even like a, technically this could happen. No. If the Ron Eggs win this game, they get a playoff bye, guaranteed. If the Revenge lose this game, they are almost certainly guaranteed to not be making the playoffs. And after one last check to make sure that everything is all good for these teams, it's all looking good. We're ready to start off this game, the second game. Playday number 14. I'm sorry, wait, I want to make sure that these teams are good because when it's just me commentating, I didn't mention it. The only reason I'm solo commentating is again because Silver Lily was sadly not available. We're both 99% sure that Silver Lily will be back as my co-commentator on Tuesday. I just forgot to mention it because I've been having a very busy day, and after today, after the Playday, I immediately need to go make cookie dough for tomorrow. But okay, we're all good. Let me make this easier for myself when I go to put the timestamps for these Playdays afterwards. The Ron Eggs, if they win, they get a playoff bye. Guaranteed. It's super likely, but this will guarantee it. If the Revenge don't win, they're all but guaranteed to miss the playoffs. We head now to Bowser's Castle. Also, sorry. Hi, Chemist. Okay, a little bit of inter-coach drama. Sorry. YP starts off this inning with a big hit, but oh my god, it just barely glances the wall out of Paragoomba's reach to let him get a double to start off this game. Okay, Loning's offense starting off well. Not what I was expecting from YP, but fair enough on the hit. That'll bring up Salamander to try to bring it in. A well-aimed shot. Ollie is just not able to get under it, and YP runs home and safely tags up. So the Lonings start off immediately with the... I'm so sorry about the standings. I forgot. End of sentence.
Good job.
Hi. Oh, never mind. Bye. I'm so sorry. My partner walked into the broadcasting booth while holding a basket of laundry. I had to shoo them away real quick. Regardless, an attempt at a boo is stopped by Brown Critter making the quick play and clearing the bases with a double play. The Lonings only have one. There's 2 outs now on the scoreboard, and Fire Bro is the first bro to be tested on Bowser's Castle. Nehru pitches him a little bit soft. It will make contact in the outfield, so that is a single. This Fire Bro doesn't believe that he has the speed, I think logically, to make it to second. Yellow Toad, little bit inconsistent. I think maybe the worst batting Toad, based purely off of performance, but they're definitely in a troubling spot in the lineup. It's a big hit. The Fire just stays out of it. Peridot grabs that with no item interference possible. And the Lonings score early, but they kept to 1. It's time now for the Revenge to try out their newly revamped offense. This could very easily lead to a 2 or 3 run score early if their game plan works out, and it's starting off pretty well. Green Dry Bones, GDB, single to start this inning. That brings up Mr. Wick. Can the Hitman do it? He's been great in the latter section of the Revenge's batting lineup, but the pressure's on him now to perform at the start. But no, his grounder quickly fielded by Birdo and Firebird turned that double play. Just a little bit more airtime would have meant that Birdo would have had to suck it in and would have missed the double play. But now it's Green Magic Koopa. Another oddly consistent batter. Their hit, though, goes right to Firebird at second base, and it's 3 batters, 3 outs against the Revenge. They are not able to start like the Rotten Eggs did. Still, though, plenty of time left in this ball game for that offense gap to be closed. We expect a more defensive showcase. I don't expect either team to score more than 10 this game, as Birdo steps up versus Nehru. Good shot by the captain of the Ron Eggs out to right field with a little bit of extra fire interference means that it's a double. Okay, both innings start off with some stadium help to give the Rotten Eggs a double. What can Yellow Shy Guy do? Well, Yellow Shy Guy can get picked up by Brown Critter. The hit will advance Birdo to third base, but it's only a single for the Rotten. Sorry, it's only 1 extra base for the Ron Eggs. Big pop fly from Wario. Can Diddy keep his cool against the bananas? No! Early movement means that there's a little bit of a flinch. Birdo successfully reaches home. It's a triple for Wario. And the Ron Eggs are now up 2-0 versus the Revenge. 2 runs is not a big lead, but the Revenge need to cut their defense now rather than later. After the sub-captain, Wario brings in Captain Birdo to home. Alright, Revenge. Warriors on third. There's only 1 out. Can you get Statler out? A weak hit makes it look likely. Brown Critter fires it to first before he's caught by the power block, and that's out number 2 successful. But the Ron Eggs are back to the top of the lineup, and YP is not the type of player to be denied. There's no item support on this Pianta. Slap hit is the dangerous position, and it's well shot to the outfield. Wario is brought in for run number 3. And the Ron Eggs now enjoy a comfortable lead to start us off on Bowser's Castle. Still time for the Revenge to bring this back, but they need to do it against a very, very dangerous section of the Ron Eggs lineup. Salamander slaps it to left field. Peridot gets under that to end the inning at least. And the Rotten Eggs enjoy a 3-0 lead. The Revenge need to find their offense this inning. And they need to start with Hammerbow. Starred player immediately knocks one high, but the dimensions of the park are just a little bit too much. It stays in. The fireball doesn't stop it. And that's out number 1 against the Revenge. They now have to turn to Diddy Kong to try to make something happen. Captain Diddy smacks it. It's sucked in by Birdo, though, who throws the out, and that's 2 now against the Revenge. Struggling to start their offense. 2 outs on the board against them. Will it be 3 up, 3 down? Brown Critter, all eyes are on you. Your team is down by 3. You need to find some magic starting now. And a big hit to left field shouldn't be the magic. No! Fire interference from the field. Yellowtoad panics. And that's a double for the Revenge. Brown Critter successfully reaching second off a little bit of field interference will be maybe a start to the offense. But no, Nehru's line drive goes right to Yellowtoad. The out is caught. A Revenge runner does touch a bag for the first time this game. No, someone got a single in the first. We're only 2 innings in. It's only a 3-run lead, but the Ronings are starting to look dominant on Bowser's Castle. Hammerbow does clean up Thermite's hit, and Firebro versus New now. Can they stop Firebro with no runners on the bases? No item help. It's a line drive shot that touches safely, but it's only a single. Good start for the Revenge as Yellowtoad comes up. Again, not a consistent Toad player. If he hits it over to the right towards Hammerbow, that could be a problem. Well-aimed shot? Not well-aimed enough. No, that's foul. So 2 strikes against him. Slaps it. It will go to center field. Ollie does get a mitt on it. I almost said a hand, but, you know. Runner on first, runner on second now for the Revenge. Birdo facing down Nero. 2 runners on. She is a very consistent hitter, but that's weak contact from her. The double play won't be turned. Brown Critter is just a little bit too slow to get Yellowtoad at second, but 2 outs now against the Ron Eggs. Can Yellow Shy Guy be out number 3 that the Revenge desperately need? He says no with a big star hit. That's bringing Firebro home. A miss from Ollie will bring Yellowtoad home. And the Ron Eggs have quickly climbed up to a 5-run lead against the Revenge. Relentless small ball offense from this team, bringing them up big. Yellow Shy Guy is on second. Warrior is up next. He's known to hit big, wasteful pop flies. Can Nehru force that now when the team needs it? Bit of a pop. Ollie bobbles the ball. No. Oh, no. And that's run number 6 for the Ron Eggs, putting the Revenge into a rather large deficit. The biggest comeback that we've seen in Grand Slam Galaxy history started at 6-0. The Revenge would need to replicate that performance, but when that comeback happened, the comeback started in the 5th inning, if my memory serves. So now with Diddy Kong stepping up on the 3rd to try to shut down this inning, well, the Revenge need out number 3 badly. They can't let this deficit grow even more. Diddy Kong another banana ball against YP. YP sees through it and smacks it, but there's no item support. It's a high pop fly. Nehru gets under it. That's the 3rd out of the inning. The Revenge, the Ron Eggs look only to accelerate their gameplay in each inning. 1, 2, 3 throughout the first couple of innings. So, the Revenge need to start their offense. And they're starting with Ollie in this inning. Firebro misses the catch, allowing Ollie to get on to first. I'm not sure if that's an error, but it certainly feels like one. Peridot faces down Thermite now. If Peridot can get on base, this could be a very high-scoring inning. A strikeout wouldn't even be the worst thing, honestly. But no, an inside pitch from Thermite. This is going to be a hit. Slap goes right to Birdo. Birdo throws it to first base, and that's a double play against the Revenge. And they just have not been able to get their offense started this game. Green Dry Bones now up and at him. They would need a perfect set of hits through the next 3 batters to set up Hammer Bro properly. Green Dry Bones line drive does go to the left wall, evades Yellow Toad for a moment, the power block. Green Dry Bones could have run for second, but you can't blame him for playing it safe, staying on first. So, Mr. Wick, can you avoid the infield on your hit? We need a little bit of a charge hit from you. No, it's a slap, but it does evade Firebro. Good news so far. Runner on first, runner on second. But now this is dangerous. This is the worst spot for the Revenge to lose this momentum. If they do, Magic Koopa, you need to get on base and set up Hammer Bro. Magic Koopa faces down Thermite, smacks it! Statler's not able to get a glove on it. We have loaded bases. Hammer Bro, this is the perfect situation you were set up for. Star power, loaded bases, 2 outs. Hammer Bro needs this grand slam, and the Revenge could shoot back into this game. No, he slaps it! Okay, that's not the worst news. It's still a run brought in for the Revenge, but you kind of were hoping for a Revenge fan for this lead to be closed much faster. Still, first run scored for the Revenge. Diddy Kong is not a strong hitter to follow up Hammer Bro. Pretty weak. If he can get on base now, again, the Revenge have a great chance, but his hit goes straight to Birdo. The inning ends. The Revenge's offense is started, but they need to build on that momentum in further innings. For right now, they also need to stop the Ron Eggs momentum. 6 runs in 3 innings is quite a high tally to follow. Salamander's hit, though, stays very safely inside the stadium. That's a quick catch by Paragoomba. Diddy Kong versus Thermite now. We will see Firebro next, no matter what. Getting Thermite out here, though, would, of course, well, in the game of baseball, getting your opponent out is useful. But Thermite, with a little bit of Boo assistance, is able to reach all the way to second. That double, especially with Firebro's hitting, easily puts him in scoring position if Firebro gets a line drive or something. Diddy Kong needs to force a weak hit from Firebro. But it's big, it's high, there's no item assistance though. It falls quickly into Ollie's glove in center field. That's fantastic news for the Revenge. Can they also shut down Yellow Toad? Did he want it with a banana ball? Smacked by Yellow Toad. It's high. There's still no item assistance. That's out number 3. So, the Revenge do successfully shut down the offense for the first time at the top of the 4th. They're in not the worst section of their batting order. Brown Critter to Nehru is pretty good, but Ollie and Peridot after that might slow down the offense. So, Brown Critter, can you start off this offensive inning for the Revenge? Whiff on strike 2. 2 strikes, that's fine. You just need to get on base. But again, a charge hit. Line drive to left field. No way for Yellow Toad to grab that one in time. Okay, it's a single. Fair play from Brown Critter. Nehru now up next. Again, we need a good hit from you, Nehru. Charge is what you want to see from a Jersey player, and that's another well-aimed shot. That'll allow Brown Critter to at least reach third. The shell interference lets Nehru reach second, and Brown Critter starts running home. It's a close play, but Brown Critter wins out and successfully tags up the Revenge score and make this a 4-run deficit. Okay, Revenge. Your offense is started. No outs so far. Runner on second is scoring position, and Brown Critter tagging up home just in time. That was a matter of inches. Ollie, what can you do to advance Nehru? Strike number 1 is right down the middle. Pitch number 2 from Thermite. Starting pitcher from the Ron Egg still going strong. It's to Birdo, but the green shell is there in time. Firebro does pick it up and fires out Ollie at first base. Nehru at least reaches third, and there's only 1 out on the board. So if Peridot can reach base, this could still be devastating. Peridot can't reach base. We've seen the first 3 batters for the Revenge fire off in a 2-out situation before anyway. Peridot reaches base though, and this goes from good to great if the Revenge can capitalize. Green Dry Bones versus Thermite. 2 runners on. Charge is a little bit risky, but just watches it fly. Dry bones are typically slap hitters, but it's a big charge hit. Well aimed, exactly where it needs to go. That will be at least Neru touching in. Paradox successfully reaches third, so runners on the corners is maintained. And the Revenge are now at just a 3-run deficit. Reminder, they were down by 6. Reminder number 2, 6 runs was the biggest comeback that we've ever seen in Grand Slam Galaxy. And as Thermite starts to tire, all of this is good news for the Revenge. Mr. Wick, another charge hit, beautifully shot, will bring in at least the 4th run. Green Drybones advances to 3rd, and we've maintained runners on the corners as the Revenge keep rocketing up the scoreboard closer and closer to these rotten eggs. 6-4 now. Well done by Mr. Wick. Finally, the Rotten Eggs will swap out their starting pitcher. Birdo being brought in is extra good news for the Revenge because while Birdo is a pretty solid pitcher despite her stats, well, there's the suction ball. She's an incredible shortstop, and that does mean that the left infield is now a little bit weaker. Can Green Magic Koopa take advantage? Runners in the corners, only one out. Smack does go right to Thermite, who cleans up the double play. Okay. Pitcher's blessing strikes, but the Revenge have made this a 2-run ball game. That is very, very doable for this squad, especially if they can keep the Rotten Eggs silent for just a couple more innings. There's a timer on this Revenge squad, though. Diddy Kong is an amazing pitcher, but these star pitchers are, well, a hell of a way to make him lose stamina quickly. At least Birdo, who's a very consistent hitter, is caught out super fast off one. Yellow Shy Guy now at 2 strikes. Diddy Kong, outside pitch, tries another banana ball. He wants this strikeout, and he gets it. Yellow Shy Guy whiffs, and that's a tornado out. 2 outs now against the Rotten Eggs, but Diddy Kong is tiring. That's bad news for these Revenge. It's a star hit from Wario. Bomb flies into the air, makes contact. And it's a single as Ollie and Peridot make sure it's just that. But Diddy Kong being tight is not good. He's the best pitcher. He's stepped up and done a great job silencing this Rotten Eggs offense. But once he's taken off, who takes over? Well, Power Block doesn't matter much against Ollie on out center field, but it's still a single. And Diddy Kong is being taken off the mound for Green Magic Koopa. That's not terrible. Green Magic Koopa is a great pitcher, but also faces stamina troubles. Runner on first, runner on second. YP wants something big. That's a worry. Slap hit. Ollie can't get there in time, and the Rotten Eggs have successfully loaded the bases. They now go to Salamander. He has item support. He has 3 runners on. He's charging Green Magic Koopa. You need to find your team's way out of this. Contact is big, but it's not big enough. Abu won't catch it. Ollie is there. And safety. The 3rd out of the inning means none of those runs, of course, will count, and the Rotten Eggs are kept silent in a devastatingly dangerous position. They're still up 2, but they're only up 2. Hammerbow back on home plate to start this inning. First throw was just a classic strike. Second throw, suction ball, does stop any attempt on that hit. Finally, Hammerbow throws on the 3rd one. A boo shot to the pocket. No, he's not going for the double, but it's hard for Hammerbow not to get on base, to be honest. Less so for Captain Diddy Kong. He's done his job as a pitcher. Can he do his job as a hitter? Yes. A good slap will actually get Diddy Kong on base safely. That's great news. Now, can Brown Critter capitalize? He's not the slugger of this team, but he's not a player that you can take lightly of. A good line drive to center left or center right could easily bring in a run here and make this a 1-run game. It's a line drive to center left. Hammerbow, are you running home? Yes! There's fire interference interrupting Toad even more, but Statler and him get it. They are going to cut off Diddy Kong at home. Can he safely scramble back to 3rd? Yes! Okay. Almost a disaster, but still. 1 run driven in as Hammerbow touches up home, and Captain Diddy Kong has just enough time to successfully tag safely back onto 3rd. That means that it's only 1 run, and that means that this is now a 1-run game. With the runners on second and third, Nehru nails it, but Firebro reels it in. Brown Critter and Diddy Kong have the wherewithal to tag up safely, but that was dangerous, and we turn now to Ollie and Peridot. Weak contact from Ollie. Power Block will just disable Brown Critter. Brown Critter and Diddy Kong do still successfully tag up on second and third, but it's now up to Peridot. Can she bring either of these runners in and tie this game? Facing off against Birdo, slaps it! Firebro brings it in, and no. They've made it a one-run game, but the Revenge are not able to tie it quite yet as we head into the 6th inning. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Thermite with a good single to start us off. I don't know why talking, like commentating, always makes my nose run. It always makes me like mildly, not sick, but ooh, big shot from Firebro. This one's high. Ollie struggles but recovers in time, but they don't even jump for it. It's just too high, I suppose. Maybe. I think they honestly might have been able to get it. I'm a little disappointed to not see the attempt, but Ollie and Peridot can't snag that one. And the big shot from Firebro is a 2-run homer to put the Revenge up 3. And more importantly, maybe start to tie out Green Magic Koopa. The dam broken. The Revenge can't keep the Onyx scoreless for any longer. And this is now a 3-run ball game. Can they at least stop the damage? Birdo says no with a good shot out to center left. Her and Yellow Toad has successfully hit the bases and now sit on the corners. Yellow Shy Guy could be the play to take advantage of it. The dangerous position in this is that most of the time, the worst damage we see is a double play with the runner on third still successfully reaching home. It's worse than that though. Yellow Shy Guy successfully slaps it and makes this a 4-run ball game, bringing in Yellow Toad from third base. Runner on first, runner on second. No outs yet in the inning, and Green Magic Koopa is taken off the mound for the Revenge. Ollie is brought in from center field. Is there chemistry anymore? I don't know. What the hell? What just happened? What? I think an errant throw. Brown Critter wasn't on the base yet, so doesn't get the double play. Only 1 out. Means that Yellow Shy Guy not only successfully gets to second, but the very next play can tag up safely on home. And the Rotten Eggs are now up 6. Back to the top of the batting order for them. A fierce grounder from YP can't get him to first base still. He's thrown out by right fielder Nehru. The Onyx are up 6, 2 outs on the board, and a shot by Salamander will make it a 7-run lead as Green Magic Koopa has to waddle over and throw it in. The outfield gutted for the Revenge. Makes this a 7-run deficit. Thermite shot. Not quite. Nope, he is stopped. While Hammerbow was going to reel it in and throw him out, he was knocked out by a shell, but Nehru comes in again from right field to bring it in. But the Onyx double their score in 1 inning. And in the 6th, score 6. Whenever the Onyx have scored, they've scored a number of points equal to the inning it is, which is funny, but tragic if you're a Revenge fan, as you now need to pull off the best comeback this league has ever seen. Down 7 at the bottom of the 6th. And the attempt is looking like it stopped cold as Firebro secures the double play. Green Magic Koopa gets out, and that first 3 batters of Green Drybones, Mr. Wick, and Green Magic Koopa, where you want to see this offense shine for the Revenge, is shut down. And we're entering the last 3 innings with the Revenge down by 7. Firebro charges against Ollie. Strike 1. Another charge. Big contact sent out. There's no chemistry in the outfield, so this one's gone by default. And that's a big home run for Firebow, as the Ron Eggs now are up 8. This is looking like a mirror game to game number 1, where the team low on the scoreboard kept it real close, but just in the last couple of innings are not able to maintain their defense, and the team at the top of the scoreboard rockets forward. Yellow Toad successfully reaching on first. Means that now the back half of the Ron Eggs offense will try to find its time to shine. Birdo versus Ollie. Charges, contact. That's another shot that won't have problems from the defense. It doesn't escape the park, but it is still good for a single as it hits the back wall. Yellow Shy Guy versus Ollie. No outs yet for the Ron Eggs here in the top of the 7th. Yellow Shy Guy drills it with good aim. Magic Koopa needs to throw it in, but he does not have the outfield throwing arm to bring it quickly. One runner touches in, and that's a runner at second and third as Ollie starts to tire. Runner at second, runner at third. Wario up now against the Revenge here in the top of the 7th. Smacks it. That's it. No, it is a single. Okay, for a second it might not have been, but it is loaded bases now for the Ron Eggs as Birdo stays on third. Not sure if it was going to be caught, and then not sure if she could run safely for home. Fair play on her part. But the Ron Eggs now lead by 9. There's still no outs in this inning. Statler will change that as it's almost a triple play, but it's only a double. Brown Critter and Hammerbow throw out 2 runners. It's now Birdo and Wario on the corners as YP, top of the batting order, comes up and is not able to reach first safely. Just a little bit too slow. The Bows put on 2 and extend their lead to 9. The Revenge need an average of 3 runs an inning while completely silencing the Ron Eggs in order to bring this one back. Hammerboat does get a single to start off the inning, but it's a long march for this Revenge offense against Birdo. Diddy Kong makes the call just to want to bunt for it, which I can't fully argue with his track record, but there's nothing there. 2 strikes against him. Third pitch, smacks it, goes right to Fireball, who throws it to first for the double play. And the Revenge are on their last lifeline now. 2 outs against them. Birdo versus Brown Critter. Brown Critter does smack it. And it's a single, but a single is all he's getting for now. Can the back section of the Revenge lineup turn up? Nehru, Ollie, Paradox. Well, we won't get past Nehru as she's grounds out to Thermite in that shortstop position. And the Revenge get nothing in the bottom of the 7th. 2 opportunities left for them, and it's the most dangerous section of the Ron Eggs squad up to bat. With no outfield chemistry, each one of these batters could hit a home run. Salamander won't get one. He'll settle for single with that hit to left field. And Ollie will be taken off the mound. Mr. Wick is brought in from third base to try to get some grounding here. It is a single with that hit out to right field. Fireboat, 2 runners on. No outfield chemistry means any hit for the bleachers will hit the bleachers. Mr. Wick needs to find his way out of this one. But, alright. It doesn't go high, but it goes right to center right field. A lack of outfield means, again, no way to bring that in quickly. Fireball, RBI single. No out still, and the Ron Eggs are up to a 10-run lead. Yellow Toad's ball will stay inside the infield. He's caught out at first, but it's an RBI. 11 runs now for the Ron Eggs over the Revenge. Mr. Wick versus Birdo. Throw comes. It's a star hit from Birdo. The egg disables Hammerbow in that second base position for being able to clean it up. And now we're back to runners on the corners for the Ron Eggs. Only 1 out. Yellow Shy Guy charging. That's bad news for the Revenge. A charge hit from Shy Guy is more likely to reach safe, but the slap is good enough. Successfully bringing in Fireball from third base for run number 17. That's a runner on first, a runner on second now for the revenge. Wario's attempt isn't stopped either, and now that's runners on every base, first, second, and third for the Ron Eggs. There's only one out against them, and they're about to return to the top of their batting lineup. This could spell disaster if Statler is allowed to get on base. Hammerbro makes the heroic throw for the double play, and the inning does come to a close before that disaster can come to pass. Still, the Ron Eggs are up by 12. There's only 2 innings left to play. The Revenge is starting in an awkward section of their batting lineup, and Berto starts the 8th inning with a star pitch. Reminder, she's not even starting to tire, and once she's done, she's got Wario behind her as a very reliable third-string pitcher. Ollie will reach first safely off that hit to center field. Alright, the Revenge start off the bottom of the 8th, fair enough, but they need a good hit from Peridot in order to keep this one going. Trying something on the outside, Peridot finds it, but isn't able to find it well enough. The double play is drawn, and the Revenge are sent back to the top of their batting order. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs now against the Revenge, and Green Drybones needs to find something. He will. Single. With a shot up the center, similar to Ollie's hit. Mr. Wick can return to you to keep this going. With 2 outs, Mr. Wick slaps it. Thermite slides and collects it and turns the 3rd out of the inning. And the Revenge are down by 12 heading into inning number 9 after not being able to produce any offense for the last 3. The Ron Eggs being back at the top of their order is even more danger for this Revenge squad, as Mr. Wick needs to find a way to stop this offense, and YP wants something big, but well, the attempt goes foul. Outside pitch from Mr. Wick makes YP whiff on it, and that's a very rare Pianta strikeout. Alright, Salamander up next. Mr. Wick, can you find your way past this one? Well, he does well enough. Weak contact from the hitter. Brown Critter throws it to Diddy Kong, and despite the bad chemistry, Diddy Kong's able to tag back up on first successfully for the 2nd out. Thermite versus Mr. Wick. Caught out by Brown Critter. 3 up, 3 out against the Ron Eggs to end their offense for this game. But the Revenge are down by 12, entering inning number 9. Their big scorer, Hammerbro, if everything goes perfectly, will only get 2. As it's Green Magic Koopa and then Hammerbro to start off this inning. And everything will not go perfectly. Green Magic Koopa attempts a line drive to left field, but Yellow Toad is able to get under that. Hammerbro versus Birdo. Able to find good contact. This one's high. This might be caught. No. It's just high enough. It was hard to tell from the audio, but Hammerbro does successfully bring in a home run. Is it too late? Well, they're 12 runs down. I appreciate the enthusiasm for 13 runs in 1 inning, but the Revenge are staring down the barrel of playoff elimination. They can't manage the greatest miracle the Grand Slam Galaxy has ever seen, Diddy Kong. 1 out against his team. He brings in out number 2, and the Revenge now need to do it on their last lifeline. Brown Critter versus Birdo. 17-6. Outside pitch. It's a slider. Statler's not... Oh, barely not able to get under that one. So Brown Critter will hit the bases on first with a single. Thought Statler had that one. I was worried. But no. Nero is the one to end this. Thermite in shortstop catches the 3rd out, and the Revenge fall 17-6 to the Rotten Eggs. The only path left for the Revenge to make a postseason appearance is to win the next 2 games against the Flowers and the Monsters, and for one team to go 0-3 from those middle 3. It's a long march for the Revenge. They're not mathematically eliminated, but it's close and close and close every single passing moment. The Lot Eggs, meanwhile, secure their place on top of the scoreboard. They are guaranteed a bye position. It is now impossible for the Monsters to pass them. So the Lot Eggs will get a bye into the playoffs, and we won't see their next elimination chance until the semifinals. Regardless, 17-6 after a low production game last showing from the Lot Eggs. A little bit of trouble on Wario City for them versus the Monarchs. They remind the league how scary they can be in a big 17-6 win versus the Revenge on the away side. For the Revenge, while their opening offense is a nice shakeup, it's just not enough, and their defensive woes continue. Without a strong stamina pitcher, the Revenge, when they are able to shut down the opposing scoring, do so with gusto. But as soon as you chip open their defense, well, the floodgates are at risk of opening. And the Lot Eggs take advantage in this game to go up 17-6 in our final scoring. We'll head now to our third game of the day, as we're heading to the Monsters versus the Scrambled Eggs on Yoshi Park Day. Now, the Monsters have one path towards a bye. They need to win the next 3 games, and they need the Flowers to lose the next 2 games. Their only way starts with a win over the Scrambled Eggs, with the Scrambled Eggs having home field advantage and choosing to take us to Yoshi Park daytime. Yoshi Park is a more, I would say, offensively favored park, which means that the Monsters, with a very deep pitching rotation of Magikoopa to Bowser Jr. to Bowser typically, should be at some part of an advantage. For the Scrambled Eggs, well, they can rely on a little bit of the extra chaos. The closer infield might allow for players like Boo to snag line drive home runs, King Boo, excuse me, to snag line drive home runs. Starring Yellow Magikoopa and putting him in center field is a little bit dangerous. He's not the fastest player, and we've seen Magikoopas have trouble just throwing the ball into the infield. But with that extra star power, hopefully that outfield pitching speed will be a little bit higher and make up for it. And then, of course, there's the big wild cards. There's, of course, Petey Piranha and Wiggler. Wiggler is a very, very consistent hitter who can set up plays well for this team. Petey Piranha is a player who needs to be set up and needs to show up. Inconsistent performance from the plant, and the Scrambled Eggs need to find their way past it now. As the Scrambled Eggs do another roster shakeup, the Monsters hold firm. The big part of their offense, as always, is Bowser Jr. to Dark Bones to Bowser and that 4-5-6 slot. We've seen that trio struggle to perform a little bit more recently as the team's defenses lock up heading towards the end of the season. If they're not able to perform, then the Monsters team can have a lot more trouble scoring big runs and will be a lot more vulnerable. We've seen that over the last couple of weeks as they've slipped to a 6-5 standing. But it's never a trio to lose faith in. And if they manage to tighten up their play and score big runs, the Monsters could easily lock it back up the scoreboard. It's still possible for them to get a bye slot if this game goes well enough and if the rest of the season closes out as they need it to. For now, though, the Scrambled Eggs are also in that danger seat of 7th in the league. 3 wins to their name means that if they want a good shot at the playoffs, they need to win out. And with the Revenge falling, they might be able to do so with less contested. The Monarchs also falling means that that might be the team that they're most hoping to replace. We'll have to see if they want a playoff berth. They're going to have to earn it versus the Monsters, just like the Revenge had to try to earn it against the Lot Eggs. But we've seen what a danger these top teams of the league can be. We're ready now to head to the field after some last checks to make sure that this roster is all good. Yeah, I think that we're all good. We are golden. Cool. The Monsters need to go perfect for the rest of the season to have a chance at the playoff bye, and the Scrambled Eggs need to go perfect for the rest of the season to have their best chance of making the playoffs. We had now Scrambled Eggs with home field advantage take us to Yoshi Park. Daytime Yoshi Park can be a little bit less chaotic. The train does run a little slower. It's a little smaller, so less chance of interference from that. The plants, PD Piranha, won't show up either, so there's a less disruptive aspect to it, but it's still Yoshi Park. We still have to see how this team performs. Goomba, of course, will start off with the Monsters here against King Boo, who finds his way back in his starting position for this Scrambled Eggs team. PD Piranha on shortstop is a dangerous player and successfully snags Goomba's hit for the first out of this game. Koopa, though, also runs foul, as I remember that I do need to update the scoreboard real quick. Koopa's second hit is a big pop fly. Train interference might actually dam the... Ooh, train interference does come in clutch. And what could have been an easy out in the outfield for Yellow Magic Koopa leads to a single for Koopa. And Paratrooper now has a chance to bring that to even more damage. As I missed. Oh, a star hit from Paratrooper. The bobble is not enough. Yellow Magic Koopa scrambles to grab it and does so successfully. Right. Bowser Jr. now, the star of this dangerous core, hits it big. I think the wall should stop it. No! Bowser Jr. with an incredible hit just evades the edge of Yoshi Park's wall and on a very slow hit that I think probably would have been catchable if it wasn't for the train interference. Maybe it would have been close. Bowser Jr. brings in 2 runs to start off the scoring for his team. Dark Buzz doesn't find much luck in the batting box for him, though. His shot straight to PD Piranha ends the inning, as I'm having to use a lot more brain power than I thought I would in order to update this scoreboard. King Boo, first batter for the Scrambled Eggs, not able to escape the infield as Bowser Jr., the hero of the first, comes in clutch yet again to throw out the batter. Mr. Consistency up. Wiggler looks for a charge hit, but Magic Koopa knows to tease the plate. Balls force a hit from Wiggler that maybe he shouldn't have swung on, but it's more than good enough. Shell interference isn't enough to stop the Koopa Paratrooper combo from bringing it in. And what could have been a double with a little bit of extra train interference with a little bit of shell interference is kept to a single. Cookie, though, hits it right, and Bowser Jr. continues... Sorry, I was going to say Cookie hits it right to Bowser Jr., but no, it's an excellent dive from the young player to get that catch. And he proves himself the hero of the first inning, being responsible not just for the 2 points on the scoreboard, but for all 3 outs against the Scrambled Eggs to start this one off. Bowser's hit, though, is not good contact, and he's very quickly thrown out by PD Piranha. So, well done by him, I suppose. As King Boo is going to be grateful for that one. With low stamina, every hitter that is a easy out is good news for King Boo, as shown by the fact that he loses stamina quickly, even on 2 relatively easy at-bats leading to outs. Slow pitch caught by Iwata. Leads to Bouncer being able to snag it, throw it to second. It is a single still. No one and a catch. So Iwata gets on first, bringing up Blue Drybones, who whiffs on the first throw. Catches the second, though, and this one's too high for PD Piranha. The single is good to put runners on second and third for the Monsters as they head back to the top of their batting order. Goombas hit. Well, will lead to the third out. Would have led to a third out a bunch of different ways with that fireball disabling blue dry bones. But no matter how you slice it, the monsters find nothing in the second. And these scrambled eggs are down by 2, but I've said it before and I'll say it until the end of time. 2 is not a big lead to have in Grand Slam Galaxy. Yellow Magic Koopa's hit will go straight to Bowser at second base, and you don't need to be fast when the ball's heading right for you. That's out number 1. So, Bouncer. They look nothing alike. Out of the 2 most unique looking Miis, besides maybe Statler, I somehow find a way to confuse them. They're both wearing yellow shirts. That's all I got. He grounds out though, and Blooper now is the batter to try to face down Magic Koopa. Though, all 3 batters for the Scrambled Eggs this inning ground out in the infield. Darkbones being the one to clean up the 3rd batter in this inning, and the Scrambled Eggs will remain scoreless through the first 2. Monsters now heading back to the most dangerous part of their rotation, but Koopa and Paratroopa are up first, and Koopa, well, proves that I'm not mean, grounding out immediately to Petey Piranha at shortstop. King Boo staying on the mound for as long as he can is good news for the Scrambled Eggs. Paratroopa follows up Koopa with another ground out, just trying to make sure that Petey Piranha is staying awake, I suppose. And that brings the hero of the hour, Bowser Jr. up. Slap hit. Can't evade Petey Piranha either. Petey Piranha turns all 3 outs at the shortstop position as 2 grounders and a slap are not able to escape his notice. I was gonna say gaze, but I don't know if Petey Piranha can have a gaze. It's kind of up in the air. Petey Piranha's slap, though, despite his good efforts at shortstop, is not able to escape the infield. Bowser has to jump for it, but he catches the first out of this inning. I do have the to-dos from Dev Stream under my webcam. You are so right. I'm such a professional. My bad. No one noticed, so it's fine. Yoshi up as the 3rd batter, and hopefully not the 3rd out for the Scrambled Eggs. Caught by Bowser Jr. at shortstop. So it looks like we're going to have a low-scoring, kind of fast game here. The Monsters striked early with a big home run from Bowser Jr. They have a chance to strike in the 4th with Darkbones to Bowser being a scary combo. But we're going to have to see how they can hang as Yoshi is swapped to the pitcher role. He's not the best pitcher in the league, but it's hard to find a captain who's not at least good at their job. Darkbones, big hit, sends it to right field. But Cookie and Yellow Magic Koopa are able to snag that one and turn the first out of this inning. Yeah, I don't know why the Did you forget which team was batting, Kai? Regardless, Bowser wants to test the limits again, and he hits this one straight up the middle. Cookie not able to... No, is able to get there in time. Cookie barely makes it, and the 2 old-timers in the outfield prove they've still got it. Experience keeping the nerves calm and just barely making it, but putting in all the effort that's needed to make it and preserve their stamina, as 2 big home run shots from the Monsters shut down back-to-back. And the 3rd batter for the inning, Magic Koopa, will just hit it right to Petey at shortstop, and we do have a low-scoring game. King Boo versus Magic Koopa. Smacks it. Oh my god. No, okay, that is foul. I thought it was going to be another perfect home run on Yoshi Park, but no. It's a slap that this time will go over Bowser's head. King Boo might be slow, but he's not that slow. He's able to reach first safely. That brings up Mr. Consistency to the plate. Magic Koopa not tiring at all through the 4th is just a sign of how suffocating this Monsters offense has been. But still, King Boo getting on base, Wiggler getting on base, that's a good start to this inning for them. As, well, it's the most hits in an inning I think that the Scrambled Eggs have gone so far. Cookie up next Smacks it. This one will go straight to Bowser Jr. Him and his dad turn the double play. So, King Boo cleared off second. Means that all the Scrambled Eggs have now is a run on first for Yellow Madge to work with. Magic Koopa versus Magic Koopa. Smack from Yellow Madge barely evades Bowser Jr.'s glove. So we're back to a run on first, run on second. With 2 outs, the inning could end at any moment for the Scrambled Eggs. Can Bouncer be the one to turn it through for them? Curveball caught, but Bowser barely has to move. Man that big just has to stretch his arm out and ends the inning for the Scrambled Eggs. We still have a 2-0 game heading into the 5th. Monty Mole. Fire. Did I miss something? Monty Mole isn't on either of these teams. Goomba. I'm confused. Regardless, Iwata does get a good single to start off the offense for the Monsters at the top of the 5th. Blue Dry Bones up next. Charge hit, but is a little bit too weak. But Wiggler misses a dive at that second base position. And it's a run on first, run on second. Goomba now hits it right to Petey Piranha, turns it to Wiggler for the double play. Wiggler throws it to first for the triple play. And it's not clean, but it's 3 batters, 3 outs as the triple play shuts down the Monsters in the 5th. The Scrambled Eggs stay in this. If the Monsters lose this game and fall to a 6-6 record, I'm going to lose it. As a reminder, they have the single best scoring game of the season. Their first game, when they were facing down the Flowers and won that game, I believe 23-2. I was just looking at recently. Regardless, Blooper being on first, Petey Piranha up next. A home run could tie the game here and now. Petey Piranha does look like they want it with charges, but they don't swing, so we kind of expect a slap on pitch number 3. No! Petey knows the stakes, but doesn't hit it deep enough. The line drive is just caught out by Dark Bones at third base. He turns the double play. And the Scrambled Eggs are back to 2 outs and no runners on the bases. Wants to do something, but Koopa simply catches the ball. 3 batters, 3 outs, and we are marching with speed towards the end of this game as both defenses continue to keep it locked down. The only scoring so far, a massive, maybe train-assisted home run from Bowser Jr. Koopa's hit, caught out by Wiggler, much like the big man Bowser. He just has to stretch out his arm to bring that one in. Paratroopa now, well, mirrors it, hitting it to Petey Piranha, who puts a little bit more effort into it when he can't catch with his pedals. He has to dive for the ball every time to catch it in his mouth. I don't know if Petey Piranha spit counts as an illicit substance on the ball, but I feel like it should be. Gross. Bowser Jr., the start of the death lineup, isn't able to find much either. The defense for both these teams doing an incredible job on Yoshi Park as we're heading to the bottom of the 6th. And there's still only 2 outs on the board from 1 play back in the 1st. As a reminder, Magic Koopa is the starting pitcher for the Monsters, but he is not supposed to last this long on the mound. Going all the way through the 6th, Yoshi gets weak contact and is out number 1. Will we finally see the Magic Koopa swap? No, he stays in versus King Boo. Hit is a laser to center field, but not enough power behind it means that Koopa is able to snag that one relatively simply. 2 outs, 2-0. Mr. Consistency, as always, gets on base with a single for Wiggler. Sorry, I thought it just occurred to me. I'm going to ignore it for right now. Cookie versus Magic Koopa. Good hit. Does escape the infield. Such a good single again to put a runner on first, runner on second. Well, there is a runner on scoring position for Yellow Magic Koopa, but typically they won't hit it deep enough for a runner from second to make it. They're good at soft hits to the outfield, not so much at line drives. Yeah, that soft hit to the outfield. Wiggler does want to run home on it, but thinks better of it. Loaded bases for the Scrambled Eggs. And Bouncer has to be the player to make it happen with no items in the back pocket. Slider from Magic Koopa from strike one. Next pitch. Simple hit. Simple hit from Bouncer though. Wiggler successfully makes it home. And that's the first run for the Scrambled Eggs. Still loaded bases and still 2 outs. But the rally is happening. Can Blooper keep the magic up? Well, Magic Koopa has taken off the mound, and Bowser's actually stepping in first. That's rare to see. Usually we see Bowser Jr. step in first, but fair enough. Blooper needs to face a fresh Bowser in order to tie this game. The slider caught. Bowser Jr. just barely doesn't get his glove on it, and we have a tie ball game. That was the slightest slip up. All Bowser Jr. had to have was a little bit of patience, but he jumps a little bit too early, fumbles the play, and we're tied at 2-2. Petey Piranha smells blood in the water, but no, the hit is not strong enough. It's a ground out, and we are at 2-2. The Scrambled Eggs have done an incredible job of keeping the monsters silent since the first. Can they keep it up, or will Yoshi Park be the field where good teams go to die? Boo assistance. Well, actually doesn't mean much. Dark Bones was getting on first anyway, and just didn't have enough velocity behind it for it to be a double. Still, Bowser now versus Yoshi. Big line drive caught up by King Boo, who throws it to first for the double play. And no, there's still no success for this monsters lineup on their offense on Yoshi Park. Magic Koopa smacks it, Wiggler snags it, and it's 3 batters, 3 outs, if not the 3 up, 3 down. And the Scrambled Eggs defense continues to stay absolutely tight. You can't even blame the stadium because we had a high-scoring game on Yoshi Park just 2 games ago this Playday. The monsters, a bobble from Bowser Jr., a power block on Koopa. The bobble from Bowser Jr. allows it to be a single. The power block on Koopa doesn't mean much, but still, that's a good start for the Scrambled Eggs. Reaches first off that error. Yoshi's attempt, simply grabbed by Bowser Jr. Not enough force behind it. Means a throw to the second baseman of Magic Koopa, a throw to the first baseman, and that's 2 outs against the Scrambled Eggs. King Boo will have to do it with no support on the bases. Solid foul, but a star pitch from Bowser ices the inning. Out number 3. And the monsters are now up. Sorry, the monsters keep it a tie game at 2-2. Iwata versus Yoshi. And that's it out. Grounding out to the second baseman Wiggler very quickly is the monsters start at the 8th. Blue Drybones will have to see if he can follow it up. The monsters will reach the death lineup at least one more time in this game, but it hasn't been able to do much, and Blue Drybones hits a big pop fly that won't be able to do much either without item assistance. 2 outs now heading into Goomba. Top of the 8th, 2 outs. Goomba needs a little bit of life if they want to guarantee seeing Captain Bowser later this game. We need to see a couple of hits from the monsters this inning, but Goomba continues to rack up the pitching count versus Yoshi. Curveball on the outside, forced to swing, but it's a simple pick by Wiggler. And it's now a tied ball game at 2-2 heading into the bottom of the 8th. One of these teams needs to score so badly. And the Scrambled Eggs start the inning with Mr. Consistency. Light is too light. Paratroopa successfully snags that one for the first out. Again, the defenses for both these teams being immaculate as Bowser faces down Cookie. Her hit won't get past the outfield. Magic Koopa reels that one in for out number 2. I think we're going to be tied at 2-2 heading into the final inning unless, well, some big hits from the Scrambled Eggs come now, and no. Yellow Magic Koopa's hit caught by Koopa in center field. We have a tie ball game heading into the final inning. Two to two. Monsters, Scrambled Eggs, Koopa facing down Yoshi to start us off. As I realize why I felt like I hadn't done stuff correctly on the score sheet. Still though, Koopa with the Power Block interference does get a single. So, good job on his part so far. Paratrooper now versus Yoshi also gets on base. This is real trouble now for the Scrambled Eggs, as 2 runners on heading into the death lineup for the Monsters is terrifying. Usually, the lack of their starting offense leads to a little bit of easier time, but Bowser Jr. shows up. No, Cookie snags that line drive attempt, keeps their glove on the ball, and that's out number 1. Dark Bones with 2 runners on. Just need to avoid the infield, and, well, Dry Bones players are pretty good at doing that. Charge hit, big hit to center field. No way for Bowser to make it in time, and it's a 3-run homer from Dark Bones to put the Monsters up 5-2 in the top of the 9th. The Scrambled Eggs have done a valiant job shutting down the Monsters' offense, but they just can't do it through the end of regulation, as Yoshi faces down Bowser, who puts down a home run of his own real quick just to make it Grand Slam territory. The Monsters go up 4 in the 9th inning. Scrambled Eggs now need to stop the bleeding. Can they shut down Magic Koopa to Iwata? Magic Koopa slaps it well and gets a single. So the offense will keep on firing at all cylinders. Iwata now versus Yoshi. Only one out on the board. Charge hit, but it goes straight to first base for the first out. And is a simple tag out at second for the third. Sorry. Goes straight to first base for the first out of the play, second out of the inning, and goes straight to third for the second out of the play, third out of the inning. Regardless, the Scrambled Eggs need to put up 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th from a 2-2 tie game in order to see extras. They're going to start off with Cookie versus a Bowser who's not even tiring yet and firing off bullet bill pitches. Next pitch, caught by Cookie, but just goes to Bowser Jr. That's out number 1. Blooper to Petey is scary if Blooper can get on base, and a charge hit is the way for Blooper to do it. He knows it. Inside pitch. Caught a little bit weird, and Dark Bones just throws it for out number 2. No room left for error for these Scrambled Eggs players. Petey Piranha versus Bowser wants something to come away from this game with. Off-angle hits have been the doom of Petey Piranha before. It's a bullet bill pitch for strike number 2 from Bowser. And it's a bullet bill pitch to end this game. The Monsters, after 8 innings of stress, secure their win 6-2 over the Scrambled Eggs. Well, the Monsters have gone... Well, I think they were actually guaranteed mathematically just because of the way the rest of the schedule worked out to make the playoffs no matter what. But regardless, their win over the Scrambled Eggs make it that much harder for the Scrambled Eggs to reach this final. Reach the playoffs. 6-2 win on Yoshi Park. Low scoring game for the Monsters, but it's good enough to start their winning ways yet again. MVP honors to Dark Bones is well earned with that 3-run homer in the 9th. I mean, there were 3 homers to score for the Monsters in that game, and one of them was 2 runs, one of them was 1, and one of them was 3. Honors go to Dark Bones. Fair enough. Give that man the credit he deserves. Despite his someone kind of stuffing, arguably, Bowser for a Grand Slam, funnily enough. Low scoring games will be low scoring on the scoreboard, though it's rare to see a 0 on the scoreboard from Goomba. It's fair enough play from both teams. Funnily enough, I think the total combined score, I'm not sure. Hang on. 80, 120, 190, 220, 250, 290, 310, 320 versus 50, 110, 200, 260, 280, 325. Wait a second. Is it 320 to 325 is the total on the scoreboard? 80, 120, 190, 220, 250, 290. Oh my god. The Monsters as a team outscore the Scrambled Eggs on the scoreboard by 5 points, which has got to be the closest it's ever been for a winning team. Regardless, it's good enough for them to etch a 6-2 victory on Yoshi Park. And again, if the Monsters want a bye spot, they need to find it off of 3 wins and off the Flowers going cold for the rest of this season. Otherwise, they're just marking their way up the scoreboard and securing 3rd seed in this league. It's a good start to them. We'll see what they're able to do heading forward. Other than that, the Scrambled Eggs are fast. I just posted the result of that in the Grand Slam Galaxy Discord, and the captain for the Scrambled Eggs reacted with the crying emote instantly. They were waiting on the result screen to cry at the result. It was like, I swear to God, I hit enter and I don't think a second passed. Jesus Christ. Well, the Scrambled Eggs have a way to the postseason still, but them and the Revenge are both on their last lifeline as they need a team to go 0-3 if they want to make it. And I think mathematically it might only be possible for one of them to make it now. Regardless, this might be the start of the end for both those teams as we head into our last game of the Playday. The Wilds versus the Infernos. If, no matter what, the results of the Infernos... Let me double check something. So the Monarchs lost today. If you're a Scrambled Eggs fan, or if you're a Revenge fan, you need the Wilds to lose this game. The Infernos will be playing against the Monarchs on Playday 14, meaning that one of them throughout the last 3 days will go at least 1-2. In order for there to be a chance for a team to go 0-3, it's still possible for whichever team loses this game to go 0-3. But if the Wilds win, then no matter what, one of these 3 middle teams, the Fireball, the Infernos, the Wilds, and the Monarchs, will go at least 1-2. So again, a Wilds loss is what the Revenge and the Scrambled Eggs need in this game. The Infernos have been looking great, of course. They did score a big win last Playday, beating the Monsters 10-6 on Daisy Cruiser. They're a scary team to play against, and they've kept the 3 jersey lineup. Dante, Heathcliff, Otis as very consistent players to build their team around, and ever since Mario's come in, their pitching woes have been next to non-existent. For the Wilds, they've always been a scary team. Star DK is as scary as they come, but he just hasn't been able to find it on this roster like he was last season, and his team is in a bit of a struggle for it. Both these teams are standing right now at 5-6. That's the line for the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge. 5 wins is the best they can do. So, again, they need the Wilds to lose this game to maximize their odds of still making a playoff spot. And I need to roll the dice. Now, for the Wilds and the Infernos, a win is all they need. The second the Monarchs, the Wilds, or the Infernos reaches win number 6, they are guaranteed a playoff spot. So, this is a playoff game, essentially, or this is a game to qualify for the playoffs. I've not tried. Dwarf Romantic. I will look that up later. That sounds very familiar. Elex, hi, by the way. Whichever team... Oh, I remember. I do need to try that game. Regardless. Excuse me. Whichever team wins this game makes the playoffs. The Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge both want the Infernos to win this game to maximize the chance that one of the teams... There is a team in this league that goes 0-3 through the last 3 Playdays. That's it. That's the storyline. The playoffs begin to lock up their slots, and the Wilds face down the Infernos. As we are heading to our last game of Playday number 12, the Wilds challenge those Infernos in Bowser Jr.'s Playroom. I didn't even talk about the fact that we're going into Junior's Playroom. And that's my bad. Okay. I would say Junior's Playroom favors the Infernos as well. They focus more on small ball plays. They are the small ball team of this league. And Junior's Playroom is the place to go for it. It's one of the fields, if not the field, with the outfield standing the furthest out. Big hits will be harder. DK, of course, with star power, can always hit big home runs on any stadium that he goes to. And Funky Kong getting a single to set him up is a good start. Can he secure it here is the question as Otis faces him down. Big hit from DK to start us off. Dante and Noki are there, but it's too high, it's too quick, and the Wilds start off this game with a big 2-run homer. Both these teams have to know what's going on the line today. Both the captains being, well, a little bit of hotheads with Dante and DK, but surely at least the coaching staff was like, y'all, a win here secures us guaranteed playoffs. Can they start this off? Well, Baby DK's hit goes to right field. The power block definitely stuns Strawberry out of right field, so that's a good start. Reggie versus Otis. Hit goes straight to shortstop, and the Infernos will clean it up with a nice double play to end this inning. They're down 2 to start it off, but still plenty of game left to play. It's only the start. And the Infernos roster, I still say... It's hard to give them the edge when they're literally losing, but they also haven't done at-bat yet, so I'll hold my judgment until after this inning ends at least. Still though, Otis gets on first with a well-aimed shot. That's a single to start this game off, and Heathcliff steps up to the plate. Testing Reggie's pitches definitely now. Something on the inside coming, and Heathcliff sees it. Good hit to right field for another single. The Infernos showing off their small ball capabilities. Runners on first, runner on second, 0 outs on the scoreboard, and Dry Bones steps up. Now this might be a little bit of a danger. Dry Bones could go for a big home run here, but no. That is a well-aimed shot. It's got the exact right amount of power behind it to make sure it touches the ground safely, and we have loaded bases. Loaded bases and no outs for the Inferno. Strawberry hits it big and deep. It's not going to be high enough to stop Tato and Dixie from getting their glove on it, but it's at least a sac fly. Otis runs home, and off that heroic sac, the Infernos have touched the scoreboard. I was going to say, but I had to wait until the end of this inning, that I still give the Infernos a bit of an edge despite a fiery start from the Wilds, and they're proving that now. Should have said it, then I could have claimed credit. Regardless, right now, still only a 2-1 ball game. Noki steps up, Noki steps down. Ball goes straight to Dixie Kong in center field for the second out. And Mario comes in. Starred player, captain tier player. He'll settle for a single and reload the bases. Okay. Captain Dante, can you do it now? 2 outs on the board. Loaded bases for you. Your team needs it. The slap comes in. Boomwing Bro. Boomwing Bro's not able to bring it in because of the power block. But I think that... Does the run still count? No, the run doesn't count. The runner did reach first, but out number 3 was secured. The Infernos only get credit for 1 that inning. and it's a 2-1 ball game. Still, I'm happy with the Infernos getting a very, very good run than I am with the Wilds. Big home run plays are inconsistent, unreliable, and can only happen, usually for most teams, maybe once in your 9-batter lineup. The small ball success from the Infernos says to me that we should look to them to get more consistent runs on the board over the course of this game. Still though, the Wilds want to prove that wrong. Boo and Boomerang Bo both get on the base relatively cleanly with singles to start off this inning. No outs on the board, and we head to Dixie Kong. The Wilds could easily get some good scores here, especially with Dixie Kong successfully loading the bases now. With no outs on the board, the Wilds could look to rocket ahead into the lead unless a big defensive play comes up now for the Infernos. Tiny Kong charging against Otis, makes contact, Buddy's not able to grab it. That ball goes to the outfield. One runner is brought in, and a second. The Wilds now are up to a 4-1 lead and make me eat my words. I was hesitant to talk about small ball potential, and then the Infernos did it, and I was like, ooh, now I can stake a claim. And then the Wilds immediately shoot back and score 2 runs without a single out here in the top of the second. They're also back to the top of their batting order with 2 runners on. Tato's hit is not able to escape the outfield, so it is a double play. But Dixie Kong is able to reach third and could bring the Wilds up to a grand slam lead of 4 runs. Funky Kong slaps it, and it's enough for an RBI single to bring Dixie Kong home. 5-1 lead now for the Wilds. This is an incredibly high-scoring game for Junior's playroom. And Otis starting to tire early is not the worst thing for the Infernos. They've got a much deeper pitching bench now, but it is still scary. Donkey Kong faces down the Infernos defense. Line drive goes right to Red Noki. Doesn't force a bobble. So the inning does end. But the Wilds put up 3 and enter a 4-run lead. Just scary lead to try to come back from. Can the Infernos have a small ball inning as they did in inning number 1? Well, Buddy, the shy guy, will have to be the one to start that. That's too deep a hit. Maybe the banana will trick out Tiny Kong. We'll see. Yes, it does. That allows Buddy not just to reach second, but he's running all the way for third and just tags up safely. That was close, but the item play forces an error that allows Buddy to get all the way to third base for a triple. Boo down, facing down to Reggie, slaps it. Great Shy Guy. Those magnetic gloves on the Shy Guys brings in the hit. That's a good way to get the first out of the inning. First run, of course, for the inning. Still sitting on third is Buddy as we get back to the top of the batting order for the Infernos. Otis up facing Reggie. Last time, Otis and Heathcliff both successfully tagged up on the bases. Not gonna happen this time, though, as Otis grounds out to the second base player. Heathcliff, don't follow that trend? No, he won't. Or he will. He grounds out to the shortstop, and the Infernos aren't able to find anything in the second. The Wilds will hold on to that 4-run lead. All right. Baby DK slap with Boo assistance and with Boo assistance and with chain chomp assistance turns from a single to a double. Baby DK is a very consistent hitter in and of himself, but getting a double is a great start. Reggie's aim is not quite good enough. Red Noki gets under that for out number 1. After the attempt from center field falls in the center fielder's glove. Boomerang Pro versus Otis. Watches the first pitch. You need to avoid big high balls, and Boomerang Pro knows the role. Line drive to center left field is good. This is going to be close. Baby DK caught out at home successfully by the Inferno's offense. After Red Noki and Dante, look at this here. Red Noki actually hesitates a little bit just to make sure that they can do the buddy throw. Good wherewithal to know the play and to trust your teammate to get into position. just barely getting that ball home for the second out. Excellent defensive play from the outfield. But there's still the threat of this game looming. Gray's Shy Guy hits a single. With a runner on first, runner on second, and 2 outs. Starting pitcher Otis is taken off the mound, and Mario is brought in from behind home plate to try to get out of this inning without any damage. Dixie Kong is not a great hitter, but she successfully shoots it between the third baseman and shortstop for a single, meaning that we have loaded bases for Tiny Kong. She'll have to hit something off a fireball from Mario. She gets a little bit of a charge, but is only barely able to catch the hit at all for a foul. Second in, goes line drive to left field. Dante has to sort of pick it up off nothing. Please, don't do this. Okay. Gray's Shy Guy is in a scramble position between third and home base, but is stopped. One runner did successfully touch up on home, and the Wilds did score a run, but that's the most damage that they're able to get. Still, a 5-run lead against the Infernos on Junior's Playroom. That's a hell of a gap for the Infernos to try to make up, especially after Dry Bones is caught out by Boomerang Bro at shortstop. I'm gonna go blow my nose again. I was out of paper towels. But, no, I mean, I was out of my current paper towels. I had more rolls. Regardless, we are now at the Wilds on the offense. Tato, to start this inning off at the top of the Wilds batting order, just simply hits it to Buddy for the first out. Funky Kong following up. The Wilds in a very safe position, so it's not like the team needs a huge performance here. And, well, Funky Kong apparently doesn't feel the pressure, simply grounding out again to Buddy in second base. Captain DK has already shown up with a big home run, sells for a slap here, and it's a 6-1 lead for the Wilds heading into the 4th inning after they go 3 up, 3 out at the top of the 4th. Still, though, is that almost insult to injury? It's not like they're the team that needs to perform right now. Mario not able to start off that offense, though. He also hits it right to a Shy Guy on the second base, as Gray Shy Guy is the one to pick up the slack and score the first out of this inning. Captain Dante, are you here right now? Yes, apparently he is, as he will whiff the second pitch. Veggie ties a slider. Dante grabs it, but not good enough. Shell doesn't hit Boomerang Bro to disrupt it either. That's a ground out. Alright, buddy, what can you do for us? Slap hit? With Boo assistance, doesn't really matter to single either way. Not enough power behind it to evade the outfield regardless. It'll bring up Boo. 2 outs on the field. Make it 3 as Boomerang Bro jumps up and snags it. And the Infernos face trouble. The Wilds continue to look extremely dangerous right now. Up 6-1. Baby DK slaps it. And it falls right into the waiting arms of Strawberry the Pianta in right field to start us off. Mario needs to find incredible defensive success. The Wilds cannot be allowed to score anymore, not when you're down 5 runs. And Reggie getting a single won't help matters. Boomerang Bro isn't really a home run threat, but he's been doing pretty good this game at getting on base. And that is enough. Weak hit, though, caught at second base, and Heathcliff has the wherewithal to tag up on second before throwing it to first, successfully getting the double play, and successfully shutting down the Wilds' offense in the 5th. But can the Infernos get their offense heated up? Not with Otis hitting it to Gray Shy Guy. It wasn't directly to the second base player, but it was a jump catch for Gray Shy Guy. Regardless, doesn't matter how clean it is. An out's an out. Heathcliff now will have to try to find something. Again, a hit right to second base player. And the fireball bounces over Gray Shy Guy for out number 2. Starting pitcher Reggie is starting to tire, but he's got Captain DK behind him, so it's not like the Wilds have a pitching problem ahead of them. And it looks like they'll rely on that now. Reggie taken off the mound is swapped out with first base DK, and the captain is here to play pitching games. Strawberry slaps it. That's a very good hit out to right field for a single. Okay, I was a little bit worried about them being caught out at first base by Boomerang's cannon arm, but no. Radnoki slaps it. Boomerang Bro misses the catch, and the chain chomp interference lets Dry Bones, I was trying to remember which Dry Bones it was, successfully reach home. It's a 4-run game yet again. It's not great, but it's a good hit from Radnoki to put some offensive pressure on the Wilds. Can Mario capitalize? A laser from DK forces a grounder from Mario. The Infernos put up 1, but it's still 6-2, and the Wilds still have some chances to put up some scores. We head into the top of the 6th. So it's the worst thing. It's just some. I think my nose is just inflamed or something whenever I talk. I think that's what's causing it. That's annoying. That's really annoying. I wonder if I could get a nasal strip, if that would really let me cast for a lot longer, a lot more comfortably. Still though, the Wilds 3 up, 3 out, I think for the 3rd inning in a row. So incredible offense from the Infernos comes alive. I should actually look at that. I'm starting to think that getting some nasal strips would let me cast without issue. Regardless, first attempt from the Infernos. Captain Dante just grounds out, and Buddy steps up. A good slap hit up through center field will get a single. The Infernos are still in this game, but each inning without more marginal success just makes it more dangerous for them. Big barrel pitch from DK, ignored by Boo. It's only strike number 1. Second pitch comes in, and it's a slap. Another good single. Alright, Dixie and Tiny stretching, I guess, with that Buddy throw to bring it in time. Just making sure that the bomb is not a threat. I respect it. Otis also slaps for a good single, and the Infernos put themselves up to loaded bases with 1 out on the scoreboard. Heathcliff, can you keep this going? Loaded bases, a barrel pitch is very dangerous. He swings, power block fired. Power block stops the throw to home. Can Buddy reach safely? He can. The ball is thrown to first to get the out on Heathcliff and bring us up to 2 outs, but still, that's a run for the Infernos. And Dry Bones is up now. Can he slap and bring in Boo? Slap, caught by Boomerang Pro on his attempt to escape. 3rd out of the inning, the Infernos put up 1, but they are inching ever closer to these Wilds, and their defense for the last inning has been impenetrable. The last 3 innings, they've put up 3 outs for 3 batters 3 times in a row. What can Funky Kong do? Big hit over to right field. This is staying in. It's staying in. Strawberry gets a glove on it, so it's a run on first, run on second. And, well, the big defensive power of the Infernos looks to be in trouble. Will it completely crumble? Can Mario stop DK? Curveball on the outside for ball number 1. Pitch down the middle. Big hit. 2 runners on the bases, and that one's gone. That is out of this world. And after locking down the defense for so long, it's a big home run from DK on Junior's playroom to undo all the effort from the Infernos for the last couple innings. And the Wilds are up 6 runs, 9-3 on the scoreboard. Baby DK's hit goes right to Heathcliff, so they get the first out of the inning. But just a reminder, that was only out number 1. Reggie facing down Mario. Mario's still not tired. That's good news for the Infernos. But big hit from Reggie, line drive, caught by Rednoki in center field. Oh my god, if they actually get Boomerang Bro out, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Boomerang Bro. Oh, how I've disparaged you and how you return the favor. A gigantic home run from Boomerang Bro on Junior's Playroom to bring the Wilds up to now a 7-run lead. Mario faces down Gray Shy Guy. 2 outs on the board. Gray Shy Guy doesn't hit it straight to Heathcliff. The throw misses. There's a little bit of change-up interference, a little bit of power block interference, but Rednoki is there to keep the defense safe and keep it to a single. Finally, Dixie Kong hits it a little bit weak. Heathcliff simply chucks it to Buddy at second. The 3rd out is secured, but the Wilds pull in 4 to turn this from a 6-3 ball game to a 10-3 ball game. 7-run lead for the Wilds. Strawberry faces down DK, wants to return the favor, but this should not escape Dixie and Tiny Kong in the outfield. That's out number 1 of this inning. That's where the emotions can run hot. You got to play cold. You got to realize I'm a slap hitter. I don't need big runs. I just need to get on base. Strawberry swings for the fences, and she's punched for it by the outfield. Out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th. This game looks like it might be running away from the Infernos. Barrel pitch from DK. The hit is caught by Rednoki, but the Boo can't save her, as DK fires that ball to first base anyway for the out. 2 outs now. Mario faces down DK, smacks it, and successfully gets a single. But any barrel pitch that's swung on now could easily be out number 3. Dante faces down DK, slaps it. That's well aimed. That's 2 outs still, but without first one. On second, can the Infernos at least start something in this inning? It'll be down to Buddy. There's no star power left for a barrel pitch. Well, oh, nope. Still no star power. Buddy swings. It's contact. It's very weak, though. But the fireball comes in clutch to stop Boomerang Bro from making the play. And we have loaded bases. Boo, batter number 9, has item assistance. There's still no star power by an inch for DK to rely on, and the slap finds its way to right field. Tato will successfully throw it in before the power block lands, but the rally from the Infernos on 2 outs loads the bases, and 4 singles in a row drives in 1 run. Still though, any mistake means death in this inning, and Otis needs to know that. They're teasing the star power chart. Start hit! Forces a bobble from Funky Kong. It goes out to left field. It's only 1 run, but still, if that was not a star ball, that would have been a catch from Funky Kong. If Funky Kong didn't dive and bobble it, I think it would have been a foul. The stars align, and DK starts to tire for the Wilds. 10-5 now, and still no star power for the Wilds after that bobble. Heathcliff takes advantage. It's another single to bring in the 3rd run for this inning and make this a 10-6 ball game. The Infernos certainly aren't out of it, but now the Wilds have got to have star power, right? They're taking DK off the mound. DK removed from this game, and Tato brought in from right field to pitch. Now, she's still a very good pitcher, but that barrel pitch might mean more danger. Drybone smacks it, and the small ball continues. Tiny and Dixie do a misplay. That brings in 2. It's a 10-8 ball game. The Infernos are tightening this one up in the last 3 innings, and the Wilds just can't find the last out. Strawberry back up to the mound, and after an early fumble in this inning, knows that a small ball play. Oh God, Heathcliff starting for home. It's a close play. The Infernos nail it and make this a 1-run ball game. After 2 early outs, they have hit single after single after single after single, and they are within 1 hit of tying this game up. And it's Red Oak. Okay. I shouldn't laugh at them, but Red Noki slaps it, goes right to Boomerang Pro. There's out number 3, and there's the end of the inning. Okay. That's the end of the 7th. We have 2 innings left. The Infernos have turned this to a 1-run ball game. But this team that did the damage first, the Wilds, are a very scary 4 batters up there. Tiny Kong, Tato, Funky Kong, Donkey Kong. Well, Tiny Kong is there to get out. But Tato, Funky Kong, Donkey Kong. With 1 run remaining between them and their opponent, they need to start putting up some numbers late, or they need to keep putting up numbers late. Tato says, "Understood, boss," with a single. Alright, Funky Kong. You're not a home run hitter. You just need to get on base. Charge hit. Right field. That's a good line drive, though. There is chemistry, but it almost doesn't matter. Okay. Single from Tato, single from Funky Kong. Donkey Kong is set up to face down Mario yet again with 2 runners on, and could give his team a 4-run lead back. Hits deep. There's no way for Strawberry and Red Noki to make it in time, and the Wild score a huge home run to go back up to a 4-run lead. Donkey Kong has hit 6 runs so far this game, and there's no question that he is the overall dominant MVP of this game, chasing Mario off the mound in the 8th. Boo! The starting pitcher for the Monsters last season and the Infernos earlier this season, brought in to try to clean this up, but Baby DK remains one of the most consistent batters in the league and hits a good clean single. 4 runs down now. The Infernos need to stop this, and they will. A weak hit from Reggie. Heathcliff and Buddy turn the double play, and that inning comes to a close. The Infernos have it in them, but it's going to be hard. They've been running roughshod through the Wilds' defense last inning, but the Wilds have swapped pitchers. Tato locked it down relatively quick, and it's on Mario to start breaking this team. He's not able to do it, though, as his hit goes straight to Gray Shy Guy, and Captain Dante has to step up. Slow ball from Tato finds its way over the plate for strike number 1. Second pitch forces a swing from Dante, and Boomerang Bro reels it in with beautiful grace for out number 2. Buddy swings, and he's caught out by Funky Kong. We're going to head into inning number 9 with the Wilds having a 4-run lead. Again, if the Wilds win this game, only one team from the 7th or 8th slot can possibly make it into the playoffs. It'll either be the Monarchs or the Infernos that drop, but it can't be both of them. Gray Shy Guy, a bobble from Heathcliff, means Gray Shy Guy can reach at least first. Doesn't take more off the chain chomp interference, fair enough, but still, that's embarrassing. Dixie Kong versus Boo now. 1 runner on. Doesn't like that curveball. Alright, what's the next pitch for Boo? Pitch is a curveball on the inside. Doesn't like that either. It's a ball. Expects a pitch right over the center for an excellent single. Fireball interference doesn't push Gray Shy Guy to run for it. 1 out now. Run on first and second. If Tiny Kong isn't caught out here, she is. Buddy catches that one, turns the double play, and ends the inning. The Infernos back against the wall. 13-9. And they're starting with batter number 9, Boo. They need 4 this inning. And Boo will start it off well with a single. Actually, a fireball changeup combo. Won't run for it though. He just takes the single. Fair play. And we're back to the top of the order. Otis faces down Tato. Big shot up the center? Oh my god! Fine. I think that Dixie and Tiny Kong thought it was staying in and didn't want to jump for it, but it just finds the hole in the fence. Thanks to the fence curving down there, it's a 2-run homer for the Infernos. This is now a 2-run ball game. Heathcliff, though, caught out by Gray's Shy Guy. That's out number 1. Okay. The Infernos are still in danger. They've got 2 outs. They need 2 more. They've got 2 outs to do it. They need 2 more runs, and it needs to start with Dry Bones. If Dry Bones gets out here, it's basically the end of the game. You can't get out here, Dry Bones. Smacks it. That's a single. Still, every play is dangerous when your margin is this tiny. Strawberry up next. And then Red Noki is not a consistent hitter. Strawberry's charging. That's not what you need. It's a big hit. It's staying inside the field. This should be a pop fly caught out. Yeah, no way for that power block to make it in time. If it was a banana, maybe they could have, well, weeded her out. 2 outs on the board. Red Noki is not a very good batter. Smacks it. She successfully hits a single when her team needs it. Okay. No room for error. Runner on first. Runner on second. Mario has not been great this game. Can he hit a line drive here that his team needs? Versus Tato. 2 outs. Strike number 1. Swings on the second pitch, but this will run foul. 2 strikes on the board. Mario needs to do it now for his team. Star pitch. Smacked. But Donkey Kong can't get there in time. And he throws to the wrong base. Mario loads the bases. Tato is tired. Captain Dante. 2 outs on the board. Loaded bases. Down by 2. Smacks it. Gray Shy Guy snags the ball. The comeback is shut down. And in an incredibly tense game, the Infernos fall and the Wilds secure their playoff standing. The playoffs are not locked up, but it's close as the Wilds outlast the Infernos and snag this win in an incredibly tight result on Junior's Playroom. Led, of course, by their MVP. It can only be one captain. It's Donkey Kong with 2 big triple-run homers to just get his team over the line and secure the Wild's appearance in the playoffs. Let me talk about these teams, both these teams, before I talk about the implication. The Wilds are a team that I believed in ever since the beginning, ever since they had trouble, and DK is the reason. When he shows up, his team looks unbeatable, putting up gigantic homers. Of course, Tato and Funky Kong had to set him up, but they did the job very beautifully. And those big homers from DK proved the team to be unstoppable. Meanwhile, it's the Infernos. I mean, I was favoring the Infernos and their style of play because Donkey Kong just hasn't shown up the last couple games and didn't let me believe in him. The Infernos still played beautifully. 11 runs would outscore most on Junior's Playroom, but it's not enough here. Heathcliff and Otis continue to show up for their team, and the small ball style play from Dry Bones, from Strawberry, from Mario, from Buddy are all turning up pretty well. Red Noki might be having a little bit of trouble, and Captain Dante isn't the best batter, but when you've got so many hitters back to back to back with such a high chance of getting on base, the Infernos have the ability to make magic happen every single play, and they get so close to making it happen here. But they are stopped just a little bit late, and the Wilds are the team to secure their playoff positioning despite a rough start to their season. They show up big when they want to, when they need to, and our league is as tight as it possibly can be. I'm gonna update the scoreboards real quick, just so that we can see where we stand heading into the end to Playdays. Sorry, making sure that I have this right. Oh wow, funnily enough, the Infernos and the Wilds are actually going to be the exact same run differential after the end of that. That's funny. That's cute. Have I updated all the teams? 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Okay. Let's show the updated standings at the end of Playday number 12. And let's talk about the implication for all these teams heading into our last 2 Playdays. Oh, I didn't actually move the teams around. I'm so sorry. I knew I was forgetting to do something. There's not a lot of movement, so that's quick. Bam, 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 bam. Everything's good. Everything is good. Okay. So, on that note, let me show y'all our updated standings. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. So, right now, the Lawn Eggs are guaranteed a bye. They sit on top of our standings at 10-2. The Flowers are almost guaranteed a bye with a 9-3 record. They just need one more win to guarantee it. The Monsters are still in contention for that bye position, but they have to win out the next 2 games. And they need the Flowers to lose both of them. It's going to be a close call from them if it's even possible for them to make it. The Wilds secure their playoff spot with a 6-6 win-loss record. It is now impossible for them to make it. And the Infernos and the Monarchs sit at a 5-7 win-loss in the 5th and 6th position. It's only mathematically possible for one of them to not make the playoffs as they face each other in Playday number 14. Excuse me. Let me check, by the way, home field advantage for both these teams out of curiosity. The Infernos in their last 2 games will get home field advantage in one of them. They'll have a home field advantage versus the Scrambled Eggs next Playday. The Monarchs will have home field advantage in one of them in Playday 14. Their next Playday is against the Monsters in Playday 13, which will be interesting, to say the least. So, only one team from the Scrambled Eggs or the Revenge can make it. And it's gonna come down to run differential. Because, in theory, it's possible for the Monarchs, the Scrambled Eggs, and the Revenge to all end this season at 5 runs. The trade deadline has passed. It's over. These are our teams heading into the end of the season. So, here's the way it shakes up. For the Infernos or the Monarchs to make the playoffs, all they have to do is win 1 game or have the Scrambled Eggs or Revenge both lose a game. For the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge to make it, Scrambled Eggs have the mildly easier path. If they win both their remaining games and either of the other teams, the Infernos or the Monarchs, lose out, they will get in purely off of run differential and they will make the playoffs. For the Revenge to make the playoffs, they need to win both games, they need the Scrambled Eggs to lose a game, and they need the Infernos or the Monarchs to go 0-2. If the Infernos are the teams to do it, the Revenge could still lose on a run differential. They could still be locked out by that way. So, it's extremely tight. Technically, none of these teams are locked in for the playoffs yet. But it's an extremely tight grouping to try to make it happen for all these teams. We'll be finding out quickly. Playday number 13 will be this Tuesday. Thank you all so much for joining me. The season has almost wound to a close. I hope you will join me for the last 2 remaining Playdays over the next week. Come this time, next Saturday, the regular season for Grand Slam Galaxy should be over. We should have Playday number 13 on Tuesday, Playday number 14 a week from now. It won't be a week from now, no matter what. So the next 2 Tuesdays, Playday number 13 will be Tuesday. Play number 13 will be Tuesday the 14th. Play number 14 probably Tuesday the 21st. It could still technically happen on the 19th, but I don't 18th, but I don't think it will. Don't worry about it. I have been your commissioner, Willie or Won't He. Thank you so much for joining me, and as Grand Slam Galaxy season number 2 heads towards its close, as always, play ball. And good night, everybody.